You learn new stuff every day. You learn new stuff every day, it's true. Yo, AK, welcome back. Holy shit. That frog! Out there in the distance.
I want it!
I understand. Good. Thank you so much, or AK. Different A sounds. Thank you so much, AK. It's so good to have you. 25 big ones. Oh, it's such a cutie. You know, I don't know, and I don't need to know. That's how I feel about that. Welcome back, everybody. We're back in Morrowind. Hey, Brittany B, it's good to see you. Once more, I'll say one more time, I hope you had a great week, everybody. We're gonna read some more books. We have some more Morrowind to play. Let's hurry the fuck up. So this is Dura Grabol's house, which we love. So we've been playing Morrowind, and we've been reading a heckin' large number of books in the game. And we've increasingly been stealing to fund our book habit, mostly. Door to Balmora, okay. Hi. Hello, friend. Okay, I'm not actually going to read these intro segments very much. Cave rat. The cave rat is a subterranean variety of the hardy, abundant hunter-scavenger. Rat meat is tough and greasy, with an unpleasant odor and taste. Nonetheless, it is cheap, abundant, and nutritious, and palatable when cooked in a stew and masked by strong, strong spices. Morrowind lore. Yo, hey, Peter Shoes, welcome. Town and city Dunmer live either in the metropolitan style of Vivek City, the urban style of towns like Aldroon, or the imperial style of recent settlements like Caldera. Cool. I am Dura Grabol, barbarian. Cool. Yep, you're fine. You're fine, I'm fine. We're all fine. So, you know, then we rob the place. Real good, Scooby. We don't have enough resources. The game is too hard not to be evil, okay? I'm not evil. The game is just making me be this way. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I just want to make sure it's clear that I'm foisting any responsibility for moral responsibility for my actions onto the game. It's the system, man. Over encumbered.
Surrender, thief.
Austin, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Wonderful week. Yo, Avarice, have a good rest of your night. Sleep well. Hey, welcome, Traffy. iios knows the real treasure is in books. It's true. It's true. Alright, I guess the time has come. The time for us to do alchemy. And we need to clear off some of these excess subs. I'm sorry. Excess subs. Excess ingredients. What do your elf eyes see, Paleo? They see frogs.
Online is so upset about the Game of Thrones Duchess dying or something. Like, read a book.
Yeah, for real. Like, people die all the time in books. So, like, what is everybody so upset about, you know? I think it's like the closer you get to death, the more people are like, Wait, that doesn't quite work. I'm not, ignore me. RIP the Queen. Welcome, Paleo. Thank you for the 27 months, etc., etc. Hey, welcome, Slushy Cat. Thanks for the follow, by the way. The doctor did say that books are the best weapons. And he would know, Dusty. He would know. So, we found a life hack spelled with a Y and an E. You know, a good old
This is going to duly decimate
hack.
her enemies in Morrowind.
Hell yeah. Where you can select the magic effects drop down here, and it will actually sort by different effect types. And so this is great because it just means we can kind of like see, oh, what restore fatigue items do we have? And we can just create potions. And then we can sell these actually. I don't know that they really weigh less. But they sure do sell for more. That's for sure. Really literally any potion is gonna sell for a ton here. So it's really just, you just kind of click through and you're just like, what the hell can I make? But this is so much easier. At first, I was like trying to like drag different items here. That is not the strat. Yeah, whatever. We just make shit. Potion failed. Wow, we suck. Alchemy skill increased to 33. Holy crap. Do we think the queen ever smoked reefer? Yes or no? Oh, she smoked mad reefer. They had her high on CBD. No, I'm sure she's going to the great big old dispensary in the sky now. Yeah. The higher your skill and better the equipment, the lighter the potions you make. Really? Really? They weigh less? That's nonsense. Well, we need to like throw down cash money on better alchemy equipment. They actually have it for sale here in town. Here in town. I want to actually just like sell our diamonds. Frost shield. Well, I hope it weighs less than our ingredients. Otherwise, we're gonna have to make another mad dash. I don't mind selling, cool. I don't mind selling potions. I mind more selling ingredients. That feels bad. I bet she fooled people up in the tower for doing so, Peter Shoes. Yeah. You know, leave the queen alone, okay? Queen forever. You know, we should give Queen Elizabeth the same amount of respect everybody felt like giving what's-her-face, that old Supreme Court lady, whose name I forget. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, okay? We should put her face on bumper stickers and on commemorative t-shirts. Yo, hey Yara, welcome. Thanks, by the way, for the Prime sub. I'm making potions. Just whatever. Anything, you know. A good potion maker does not discriminate. Do we decimate her enemies? Yeah, fuck yeah. That's me. Decimating. Great. I actually just don't have that much that overlaps at the moment. There's so many ingredients. It's absurd. I actually just don't have anything that overlaps. Too many ingredients. Okay, but that does weigh less. Okay, so the more that we can do alchemy, the more that we can steal. And therefore, the more that we can alchemy. Okay, the path ahead is clear. Yeah, I actually really dig the system of, like, you have a couple of different pieces of equipment, and they have different quality. And that's, like, gated by how much money you can spend. It's just like actually a really, it's to me an engrossing system. I heard England is going all woke and picking a man to be the next queen. Oh my god, Paleo. Have you been reading, Paleo, have you been on Twitter? Is this where you're reading these things? These awful, nasty things? See, this is what Twitter does to your brain. Nobody talks anymore. They just tweet. Yeah, welcome here. It's so good to see you. We are back here in Morrowind playing extra Paleo Sass tonight. Yeah, so much mad disrespect. Paleo naughty chatter. Holy shit. Gonna have to discipline paleontologizing. South Wall Corner Club. Yo, we've been trying to get here since we started. And need I remind you, how much time do we have? Does this time played mean we have like 26 hours on this playthrough? Is that a day? 1 day, 2 hours, 30 minutes, 17 seconds? We've played 26 hours already? Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, Celadon, for sure. Imagine being stuck with the same job you had at 25 for 70 years and not having chosen it to begin with. Yeah. Wild. Wild. In my day, the game would only tell you maybe 1 or 2 things each ingredient does, and you have to learn the rest through trial and error, skilling up alchemy to reveal the others. Yeah, we're spoiled. We're really spoiled.
Don't stand about. Get moving.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Sawtilled. Hi, iios. I'm Sawtilled, and this is Balmora. I don't believe we've met. Is there something I can do for you? Bacola Closius. Bacola Closius? He's the owner. He must be around here somewhere. Played is a stretch, yeah. Twitter's bad and no one should ever go there. RGB's death made me so mad. Like when Michael Jordan died on the court, they let her keep playing. But when she died, they made her retire. Wow. There's so much shade coming out of Paleo this evening. Yeah, incredible. He goes by King Charles III. Do you think he'll follow in the footsteps of the last two Charleses and start a civil war and cause an independent Scotland? I think with Brexit, we're primed for it. Yeah, I think it's the signs are all there, artillery. The signs are, you just have to, people just need to pay attention.
Mandatory.
I actually don't know anything about UK politics, okay? Please don't take me seriously. Oh, I do love a good old troll gift. Thank you. Thank you for the mandatory gift, artillery, to Dewey Decimal System. You know, how dare you use the good name of the Dewey Decimal in vain, artillery. Caius Cosades, that old sugar tooth, I'm not sure where he's living now, but ask Bacola Closius, the owner at Hill now. Come on, Atong. I don't trust you enough to talk about that. Little advice. I already joined the Thieves Guild, I thought. Did the queen smoke weed? Hee-haw, smiley face. Thank you, artillery, again for the gift sub. Well. Organized. Dewey Decimal is xenophobic, really? Well, today I see I didn't. This is some like niche drama I was not aware of. So I should be preferring. If I was really woke, artillery, I prefer the Library of Congress system. Yeah, for sure, Yarrow. I've never actually, quote unquote, been on Twitter. I'm sure most of that was spent reading. I think it was Blog. I actually genuinely think it was. Played is a stretch. I finally get that because I didn't. Yeah, because I read the whole time. Without my Mean Girls group chat, Twitter would be intolerable. Yeah. Everybody copes in different ways. Your Facebook was sparred, Portal. Dewey Decimal System lumps non-Western religion and culture into single section, at least large sections for Western religion and cultures, for example. It does sound very Western centric, sort of. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, I have opinions on niche things. No, you're in good company. Little advice, always study your target and take a good inventory of what he has before attempting to steal anything. If he has the eye on that shiny silver claymore, he won't notice you pocketing a few tarnished throwing stars. Morrowind lore. The Imperial Legions are the greatest fighting force Tamriel has ever known. In Morrowind they serve as guards, but the garrisons are insurance that the Dunmer will never rise in rebellion against the Empire. South Wall. Yes, this is the South Wall. Join the Thieves Guild. Talk to Sugar Lips. Okay. Barter. Short sword, so weapons. So I just need to get really good here about selling stuff. Great, we can finally sell that. We need to keep this mask. And I have a different belt. Oh, I have an exquisite belt on. We can keep that belt. We can sell this amulet. Yeah, offer. They put on the hat. Oh, the game is so funny sometimes. Like, the way it's set up by default, you sell stuff to people and they'll literally, like, if it's better than what they have currently, they'll put it on. Look at this hat. Cute. Well, you're welcome. I would probably do the same.
If I can help, I will, but don't take too much time.
Wow, I love it. Look at the Aerithor. This is a custom model. Excuse me. Custom model. I haven't seen this person before. Kind of cool. Apparently most libraries don't actually use the Dewey Decimal System. A lot don't. Some have moved to Library of Congress, some just organized by general topic. Interesting. Yo, hey, Hoela. Lovely to have you. See, the fucked up thing now... It's Hoela. No, it's Hoela. It actually is Hoela, Luda, right? The fucked up thing is that I don't actually know if it's right now. I've, like, convinced myself that Hoela is the right pronunciation. You know, link the clip again. Link the, if you don't mind. If you, both are fine. Yeah, okay, good. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I always say, too. What can I do for you? Yes. Settlements in Morrowind. The smallest settlements are ashland or nomadic camps, comprised of small, portable huts. I like Hoela. It's like a twist of... It's a twist of my own expectation. Now pickpocket the hat off their head. No, no. They just got it.
You have questions?
Hey, Sugar Lips. And it's okay to say because that's their name. Background. Sugar Lips Habasi does nothing important. Advancement. Advancement. There's no way you could do that unless you want to join the Thieves Guild. Requirements. Thieves must be fast and agile. Hawa-ila luta. Hawa-ila... Yes. No, it's... Hawa-ila luta. Hawaii? Like Hawaii-ila luta? For some reason, Hawaii like I sounds feminine to me, and Hawaii like way sounds masculine. So I like that people use both. Yeah. I definitely see that. I'm gonna switch it up. I've been a Hawaii Luda person all along, and now I'm a Hawaii Luda. And maybe later I'll be Hawaii Luda again. But, you know, it doesn't define me. And it doesn't define you, Hawaii Luda. Thieves must be fast and agile. Being able to move undetected and a knowledge of security are essential to our trade. Most thieves prefer light arms, such as daggers, though many use bows or throwing stars. Thieves usually prefer light armor as well, since it gives some protection, but you can still jump while wearing it. Rules. Just remember there is honor among thieves. Do not steal from a brother thief. Everyone else is a mark. Do not attack a brother thief. Do what you will to everyone else. Join the Thieves Guild. You look like you may have some skill. You want to join, or maybe you want to know what we're all about. Here are the rules. If you have a price on your head, we have ways of taking care of it. If you break the rules, you must speak with one of the masterminds here in Vardenfell to regain your good standing. Think you can handle it? Yes, I think I can. You are now a toad in the Thieves Guild. Yo, we're toads! Yo, big toadin'. Welcome, Sister iios. Talk to me when you want some odd jobs to do, and you think you're ready for advancement. If you have a price on your head, there are those you can talk to as well. Hey, Nightmare Thief. It's been a wild month. What's been going on, Nightmare Thief? I've been doing good. I've been chilling. Had a nice... It was Labor Day last weekend, so it was a nice extra day off. I really appreciated that. It's been warm this week. I think that's kind of been the predominant kind of thing, has been it's been warm enough that... And we don't have AC where we're at. So when it does get to be like... When there is a bit of a heat wave, you just kind of sit in it, which is chill. We have like fans and stuff, but... We just kind of been, you know... It's finally cooled off today. Oh boy, here we go stealing. Yeah, heck yeah, RV. Yeah, I love crime. Price on your head. There are those that can take care of that. We can explain more to you about that later. Background. Sugar Lips Habasi hears you. Sugar Lips Habasi is in the guild. Jobs. A good friend of Habasi wants a diamond. Now Kyra, the alchemist, has diamonds. Okay, I have a diamond though. A friend wants a diamond from Habasi. Now Karya of Whitehaven had diamonds last time Habasi sniffed out her store. Bring Habasi a diamond. I think we got these, actually. Strong toad energy. Yeah, really strong. Really, really strong. Habasi, it's been a long time. Banana hat. It really is a banana hat, isn't it? If one of my friends wore that hat, I would be like, cool hat. That would be my assessment. I have a diamond. You have a diamond? Yeah, here it is. Yes, a diamond. Habasi will take care of everything. Habasi cannot pay you until Habasi's friend pays Habasi. But Habasi has this potion to give you. Your journal has been updated. Diamond has been removed from your inventory. Exclusive invisibility has been added to your inventory. Great. Diamond. Habasi has a diamond. Habasi's friend has a diamond. Jobs. Habasi wants the key to Nerano Manor. Nerano Manor. Habasi wants the key to Nerano Manor. Downstairs manors are rarely locked, but Habasi wants to go upstairs secretly. Who has the key? Andres Nerano has the key. Habasi thinks Nerano's servant, Sovor Trandel at the Council Club, has a key. Andres Nerano. He lives near Nalkaria's shop. His home is in the middle of the street. Interesting. Interesting. Nerano Manor. Yes, here it is. Oh, I don't have the key. I thought I did. Habasi sees no key. Bring the key to Habasi. Now Karya of Whitehaven. Her shop is on the northwest side of town. Go across the river, turn right, and keep going. If you reach the temple, turn left. Savor Trandel. He spends all his time and gold at the Council Club over by the Siltstrider. Thieves Guild. Yes, Toad. What do you need to know? Join the Thieves Guild. You're already a Toad in the Thieves Guild, iios. Advancement. Congratulations, iios. You are now iios the Wet Ear. Advancement. No one questions your skills as a thief, but some question your loyalty. You should do more jobs for your brother thieves. Barter. Sugar Lips Habasi can serve higher ranks only, Sirrah. Sorry, but Sugar Lips Habasi must follow the rules. Okay. So, steal the key either from Sovor Trandel. Let's try Sovor Trandel at the Council Club. I guess. Well, in a moment, once we leave here. Toad! You're looking for a new job, Nightmare Thief, and trying to stay cool? Yeah. Oh, congrats. I guess, congrats. It is exciting to look for a new job. It is. It's very stressful, I'm sure. What kind of a new job are you hoping to get, Nightmare Thief? You have some library science friends and you were talking pickup lines at one point. Your favorite was, I have this book that says...
Interesting. Go on.
We're going to go on a date. Should I shelve that in fiction or non-fiction? Damn, smooth. Hey, Bacola Clausius.
Something from me?
Damn, that's smooth artillery. I wish I had that much, you know, style. I like that. Our house in the middle of the street. Our house with a freezer full of meat. And so on and so forth. Yes. Hey, Gatan, and welcome. The best use of the banana hat was a Morrowind version of Genghis Khan Moscow video that went viral in the aughts. Wow, this is some deep lore I am not acquainted with. Wet ear, sugar lips. Yeah, there's kind of a hazing thing going on, and I don't approve of it. Good day, I'm Bacola Closius, publican of the South Wall here in Balmora. We rent beds and I have a limited selection of goods for barter. If you're new here, I can also tell you where to look for other services, or a specific place nearby. If you're looking for someone in particular, I may be able to help. Barter, so we can sell our potions here, and that is what we do. Yeah. Big potion money. Yeah, we sell everything. Yeah, great. Bacola Closius speaking. I'm the owner and proprietor of the South Wall, Caius Cusares. Old Caius rents a little bed and basket just up the hill on the north edge of town. Go out the front door, not the upper door to the terrace, then right up the stairs, then left at the top of the stairs, and down the road to the end of the street. Okay, I think I get that. Little advice: you can't be a successful thief if you always steal from the same
Andromeda
merchant.
Echo has an extra
Andromeda,
special video for us to watch. Skoe less than
here, one moment.
Mosaku, Moscow.
Wonderful, Andromeda. Here, one moment, and we will experience it together. Or even stay in the same town. After you've picked them clean, explore somewhere else to give them a chance to restock. Little secret: always carry a jug of Sujama with you. That burst of strength and the ability to penetrate armor and deal serious damage will give you the one-time punch to face an opponent you normally can't handle. Morrowind lore. The Imperial cult... Here, one second. Brings imperial religion to the Empire's remote provinces. Imperial cult priests who provide worship and services for the 9 divines at Imperial shrines throughout Vardenfell. Now, Karia of Whitehaven. Her shop is a 2-story building on the northwest side of town. Andres Nerano. Andres Nerano? You can find him in Nerano Manor. It's on the northwest side of town in the middle of the plaza. Price on your head. If there's a price on your head, there are a few people who can make it go away. In Balmora, talk to Fane Riel. In Aldrune, it's Tongue Toad. In Cedrith Mara, Ricinia. And you should speak to Crazy Legs, Arantamo, and Vivek. They're the people who can take care of those nasty bounties for a price. Thieves Guild. Any jobs or leads for me? Wet ear? Goodbye. Okay. Welcome everybody to Morrowind. Yes, we are actually indeed playing Morrowind. That's a fact. Occasionally watching videos. We are here. We're in Balmora. And you think of the album Collapse Traditionalis by Silver Mount Zion. Nice, Rubik's. Have we read this? Honor Monk Base? I like to drink. No, we have not. We found a book. We found a book. Thanks for making everybody take a sip, Rubik's. If you're sitting here and you haven't hydrated recently, let this be your opportunity to do so. Cheers, everybody. There's a Morrowind version?
Chat, are you paying attention to the books? You seem to have checked out.
Eyes up here on the books. Everybody, okay? This is serious content. It's like ABBA, but Russia. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly, Dusty. That's kind of the vibe. It's so great. I love Young Scrolls. Young Scrolls is really cool. This is your favorite Elder Scrolls Baldridge? Yeah, I think I see why. I think we've literally, Baldridge, we have like 26 hours of playtime on this playthrough, and we've like barely done any gameplay, but I can tell why it's going to be great. All right, this is our 89th 84th book. 84th book. Honor Among Thieves by Arnie the Scrib. Many admirers ask, Arnie, how can I become a flash and prosperous fellow like you? And I tell them, you want to join the guild, make friends, be a part of something. But who can join? They ask. We're just like any other trade guild. We've got requirements, and if you want to advance in the ranks, we've got standards. You want to be fast and agile. You want to move undetected. You want to know about security, locks, traps, and how to get around them. You want to defend yourself. You travel light and fast, and want light arms like daggers and short swords. You don't want to get into a slugging match, so you want the marksman's weapons, the bow, the crossbow, throwing star, and dart. You want light armor so you can keep moving and moving fast. Why belong? Simple. Everybody needs friends. The help of friends includes information. Your friends at the Thieves Guild know where the action is, and where the action is safe and where it is not. The help of friends includes a place to rest, and a place to buy supplies and services, training and tools. The help of friends includes fixing things with the guards at a discount rate. That's where the honor among thieves part comes in. Friends sticking together and help each other. Friends stick together and help each other. But what about my competition, my admirers ask. The competition is the Kamana Tong, and you don't want to join them because they don't want you. They have this thing about outlanders. They want them all dead. So unless your ambition is to be dead, you don't want to join them. And the Kamana Tong are bad people, period. The Kamana Tong don't mind killing people. Heck, they like killing people. The Thieves Guild, on the other hand, thinks killing people is bad business. You want to be a good people, right? So join the Thieves Guild and stay far, far away from the Kamana Tong. So you want to join, but where do you look? Being a thief is not like being a fighter. You don't just go to the local guild hall. The Thieves Guild doesn't have guild halls, but thieves like to be where their friends are. And where are their friends? At the local corner club or trade house. In Vardenfell, look for friends in Balmora, Aldrune, Cedrith Moran, and the foreign quarter of Vivek. Well, cool. Now we know. They just put all this stuff down in a book, eh? The Morrowind version had the lead guy in a banana hat. I can see it. I definitely can see it. All right, well, we have a couple more friends down here in this whole basement. Screwy. Hi, Chiraneer. This game got you through your dad's death. I'm so sorry to hear that, Baldridge. Yeah, you know, it's nice to have a world, you know, it's like a whole world, right? And I think the lack of fast travel really adds a lot to its sense of place. I genuinely needed that drink. Yeah, heck yeah, Austin. Yeah, get hydrated. Get hydrated. The old gray hair gobbles sugar like Scuttle. Chiraneer is surprised he still walks, but it doesn't affect him. That is the mark of a long-time user. Little advice. If possible, always take a single item at a time. It increases the risk, but it's excellent practice. Barter. So, lockpicks. What do we have? We have 14 uses. And we have, what do we have? An apprentice's probe. I'm inclined to get a couple journeyman's lockpicks and an extra journeyman's probe. That's fine. Okay. I actually have enough that I could take training. I just don't know that I want to spend gold on that at the moment. And I'm also unsure how that impacts our level up spread. Right? We're almost to this level. See, I don't understand, like, we got a ×5. We had like a really good spread. We had like a ×5 last time. I don't know if I've done something wrong and it's not taking. That the spread is different. Like, there's only one ×3. Granted, we've just been like reading books. Maybe reading books doesn't increment it properly, and maybe we're being penalized for reading. I wouldn't put it past this game. A good game is really a good bandage for the world. Yeah, it can be, Baldridge. It definitely can be. Greetings, citizens. I'm only he stands there. Welcome to Balmora. We're a house of Lalu Town. Great. Abolitionists. They are activists. I prefer to make the case against slavery by example. If the Dunmer know me as kind and helpful, perhaps they will come to see all Argonians the same way. Caius Cosades. I don't know what your business with him is, but be careful. Caius Cosades may appear to be a pathetic old man, but don't judge by appearances. I would not. Well, yes, actually, I would appreciate an imprecise explanation. Yes, a very imprecise explanation. Yes. For a second, I thought you meant precise. Which I do not want. But the opposite of that, I would love. Some people made that mistake a while ago, and now they're not with us anymore. Latest rumors. Sia has a little bit of a sweet tooth, if you know what I mean. I hear her connection hasn't arrived yet, though, and she's been acting a bit jumpy. Latest little advice. Are you interested in the healer's trade in Morrowind? Maybe you should talk with Yigfa at Fort Pelagiad in Pelagiad Village. She's very nice, experienced, and very patient with questions. Spells. Oh, what? I don't offer any services. Who told you that? What? The game is like psyching us out. Why would it give us the opportunity to click these buttons if she doesn't offer them, or he doesn't offer them? I'm so sus. What the hell? You don't train either. Yeah. What the hell? I also have no idea how the persuasion mechanic works. Like, it's like completely, literally at the beginning of the game, they're like, yeah, you shouldn't try and use persuasion. The Balladier's Fake Book. I think we've read this. Yeah, we have. He fell in love with his game right when that man fell from the sky. Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Yes,
Tapius Estricus. Caius Gosares. Interesting old fellow. Been in Balmora a long time, since before the district reorganization. Been in some trouble, but he apparently knows some people. Goes off for a while, then comes back. He's a veteran, I think. Has friends over at Fort Moonmoth. Don't know where he gets his money. I wouldn't be surprised. But I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't legal. Okay. Imprecise. Every skill is associated with an attribute. The more skill points you get associated with an attribute before level up, the higher the multiplier. So maybe I've just had a really diffuse spread of skills.
Go ahead. I'm
and
listening.
therefore, I'm not getting as much of a multiplier. Maybe that's it. It's a rhetorical statement, not an actual question. House Halalu is one of the 3 Dunmer great houses with holdings on Vardenfell. House Halalu has always been loyal to the Emperor and the Empire. Halalu welcomes imperial law and the legions, and freedom of trade and religion. We still respect the old Dunmer ways, the ancestors, the temple, and the noble houses. But times change, and the Empire changes with the times. House Halalu hopes to live in peace and harmony with the other races, and share in growth and prosperity of the Empire. Yeah, so I guess that means, like, that we're playing suboptimally. RIP our playthrough. We played suboptimally, and now we don't get as high multipliers on our level up. RIP. Great houses. 3 great houses rule Vardenfell. House Rudderon are noble warriors and strong supporters of the temple. House Halalu are traders and merchant princes and strong supporters of the Empire. House Silvani are independent wizard lords hostile to the Empire, the temple, and the other great houses. Price on my head. That's not a problem for you now. Barter. Reflections on cult worship. What do you say? What do you say? We've read it. It says we've read it. Provinces of Tamriel. Poison Song 1. We've not read. Not read that. We did read the provinces and guides already. Does this mean I can sell? Yeah, it means I can sell the books we got before. I do need the Pilgrim's Path, though. Yeah. Oops. Yo, we're fucking rich. Kind of. Okay, so we keep Pilgrim's Path, but we can sell the other books we have, which we've read, and we buy this new book. Offer? I cannot afford this. Oh, he doesn't have enough gold. Shoot. Okay, there. Offer. Okay, great. What training do you do? Stuff. Okay. Scooey. All right, we got this here book. This is actually a good series. Poison Song, Book 1 by Briston Zell. Cool. Cool. High precision but low accuracy advice. You can open the console by kicking a turtle shell, where you'll smell how many coins are in the furthest NPC's glove. Yeah. I want high accuracy, low precision advice is what I like, Austin, yeah. You should be fine playing normally. The game isn't like Oblivion where you can level up and be too weak to fight anything at your higher level. Yeah. I like that as well. I like that we'll just get powerful relatives to the game. Numbers go up. Yeah, it's true. Are you playing suboptimally or are you just optimizing for books instead? Fair. I guess it's just a trade-off, Blarg. It's just a trade-off. Briston Zell. Yeah, I hope your toe is okay though, Katanin, by the way. R.I.P. your toe. R.I.P. your toe. As a person who has lost toenails in the past, not very fun. Very sorry to hear about it. Good luck with that. Sounds like you and your toe doctor have got a date. Scooey. The Poison Song, Book 1 by Briston Zell. It was beginning again, even though everything seemed serene. The last embers crackling in the hearth, young servant girl and her child slumbering in a chair by the door. A tapestry half finished against the wall, waiting to be completed tomorrow. One of the moons visible through a milky cloud outside the window. A lone bird out of sight in the rafters, cooing placidly. Tay heard the first chords of the song strike dissonantly, somewhere far away. The bird in the rafters croaked and took flight through the window. The baby in the girl's arms woke and began to scream. The song swelled in such an intensity, yet still remained subtle and stately in tempo. The movement of everything seemed to take on the rhythm of the music, as if strange choreography had been staged. The girl rising to the window, the clouds reflecting back red from the inferno below, her scream, all muted, consumed by the song. Everything that came thereafter, Tay had seen so many times, it had almost ceased to be a nightmare. Tripping balls? She hears a song. She hears a louder song.
Ahoy there.
Ahoy there! Hey, Delta, welcome. And then she's losing her shit. He did not remember anything of his life before coming to the island of Gorn, but he understood that there was something different in his past that set him apart from his cousins. It wasn't simply that his parents were dead. His cousin Bainara's parents had also died in the war. Nor were the other housemen on Gorn or nearby Mournhold unusually cruel to him. They treated him with the same polite indifference that any Induril has for every other 8-year-old boy that got underfoot. Welcome, Delta. I hope Satisfactory was so much fun last night. It was a lot of fun watching you, shooting through, going through the tubes. Tubing! I'm tubing! Yeah. Great to see you. Love the streams as always. The old nail squelched off a couple months ago, and it's really just annoying as the new one grows out, and that was before the wasp sting. Oh, well, at least it's before, not after, I guess, Good to hear, good to hear. Crushed a couple of Akagari levels after that. It was awesome. Yo, sick. Yo, you were locked in. You were locked in on that Ghost House Akagari level. I was seeing it. I saw the skill. I was like, she's doing it. She's starting to believe. Like in the Matrix. You get it. But somehow, with absolute certainty, Tay knew he was alone. Different because of a song he always heard and his nightmares. You're certainly imaginative, his Aunt Yulia would smile patiently, before waving him away so she could return to her scriptures and chores. Different. Everyone in the world thinks they're different. That's what makes it such a common sentiment, said his older cousin Kalkarith, who was studying to be temple priest and had a firm grasp on paradoxes. If you tell anyone else that you keep hearing music where there's no music to be heard, they'll call you mad and bury you in the shrine of Shiogorath, his uncle Trifith would snarl, before striding away to attend his business. Only his nursemaid Edaba would listen to him seriously and just nod with a faint look of pride, but she would never say another word. His cousin and chief playmate Bainara was by far the least interested in the stories of his song and his dreams. I took the red pill, but not the bullshit red pill, no, the good one. How tiresome are you with all this, Tay, said Bainar after luncheon the summer of his 8th year. He, she, and a younger cousin, Vaster, walked into a clearing in the midst of flowering trees. The grass was very low, barely up to their ankles, and there were big black piles of leaves from the previous autumn. Now, shall we get back to it? What shall we play? Tay thought for a moment. We should play the Siege of Orsinium. What's that? Asked Vaster, their constant companion, 3 years their junior. Orsinium was the home of the orcs, off in the Rothgarian mountains. For hundreds of years, it kept growing bigger and bigger. The orcs would come down out of the mountains and rape and pillage all over High Rock. And then King Joel of Daggerfall and Gaiden Shinji of the Order of Diana, and someone else, I forget, from Sentinel, all joined together against Orsinium. For 30 years, they fought and fought. Orsinium Orsinium had walls made out of iron, and try as they might, they couldn't break through. So what happened? Asked Binara. Nothing makes your cat more lovey-dovey than almost food time. Yeah, checks out. Checks out, Trappy. You should feed them. Go feed that cat. You're so good at making up things that never happened. Why don't you make it up? So they did. Tay was the king of the orcs, perched up in a tree they called Orsinium. Binara and Vaster played King Joyle and Gaiden Shinji, and they threw pebbles and sticks up at Tay while he taunted them in his most guttural voice. The three decided that the goddess Kinnereth, played by Binara in dual role, answered the prayers of Gaiden Shinji and drenched Orsinium in a torrent of rain. The walls rusted and dissolved. On cue, Tay obligingly fell from the tree and let King Joyle and Gaiden Shinji mangle him with their enchanted blades. Whoa, Shinji is in this? Yeah, get back in the Gundam, Shinji. For most of that summer, the year 675 of the First Era, Tay was nearly insensible to the power of the sun. There were no clouds, but it rained most every night, so the vegetation on the island of Gorn was bewilderingly lush. You know, here's a random topic. What are your favorite Gundam series? Anybody ever watch any Gundam TV? I really liked the 008th MS team or whatever. The 8th MS team. That was a great one. There were a couple that were on TV when I was younger that I would watch. I tried. Never caught me like Ava did. Yeah, I was always like I was just confused. I found them very confusing. By and large. Yo, 8th MS team was good. Yo, AK was like really good. They were like, you know, just kids, you know, fighting in a war. Yeah, yo, Claire. Yo, thank you so much, Claire.
Barbara says, yeah. Lots of love, iios.
iios.
Thanks for all you do.
Oh, of course,
Yo,
Claire.
salute.
Thank you for all you do, Claire. It's great to have you. Thank you so much for the 17 months. I'm so bad. Why would you ever be bad, Claire? I've only seen a single Gundam series because it was recommended, so not quite fitting for favorite. Did you enjoy it though, Austin? iios nice. Same with Macross. I just didn't get it. Yeah, I actually tried to find 8th MS team, like, to download, and I was totally unable. I was like, does it not exist? Like, I didn't try that hard, to be clear, but I had a hard time finding it to watch. Tay was nearly insensible by the power of the sun. There were no clouds, but it rained most every night, so the vegetation on the island of Gorn was bewilderingly lush. The stones themselves seemed to glow with sunlight, and the ditches burned with white meadowsweet and parsley down. All around him were soft smells of flower and tree untroubled by wind. The foliage was purple-green, blue-green, ash-green, white-green. The wide cupolas, twisting cobbled streets, and thatched roofs of the little village of Gorn, and massive bleached rock of Sandal House, all were magical to him. Yet the dreams haunted his nights and the song continued, whether he was awake or not. Against Aunt Ulia's admonishments, Tay, Binara, and Vaster had breakfast outdoors every morning with the servants. Ulia would hold an interior breakfast for herself and any visiting dignitaries. Guests were rare, so she often ate alone. At first, the servants would dine in silence, attempting gentility, but they broke down and would regale the children with gossip, reports, stories, and rumors. I really liked Gundam Wing when I was an emo teenager, but I don't think it was actually good. Same Loggoblard, yeah. I never understood Gundam Wing at all. Poor Arnile is laid up with a fever again. I'm telling you, they're cursed. The whole lot of them. Piss on the fairy, and they piss right back on you. I did love those Gundam Wing model kits, though. I had a ton of fun making those. It, in fact, is not. Yeah, really. But I also loved it as a kid. I just like the art style. I just like the art. I just had a vibe, you know? It's just a vibe-based television watching. Doesn't little Miss Starsha look, just a wee bit tight around the belly region lately? She's not. The only servant who didn't speak at all was Tay's nursemaid, Edaba. She wasn't pretty like the other maids, but the scars on her face did not deform her. Her poorly set broken nose and her short hair gave her an alien mystique. Yeah, the less pretty alien-looking one. She would merely quietly smile at the gossip and look at Tay with almost frightening love and devotion. One day, after breakfast, Binara whispered to Tay and Vaster, "We have to go to the hills on the other side of the island." She had used such imperatives before, and always had something wonderful to show. A waterfall tucked away behind ferns and tall rocks, a sunny grove of figs, a discreet still some peasants had set up, a sickly oak twisted into a kneeling human figure, a collapsed stone wall that they imagined was thousands of years old, the last refuge of a doomed princess they named Morella. The three walked across the forest until they came to a clearing. A few 100 feet below, the meadow sank to a dry creek bed filled with small, smooth stones. They followed that into the dark woods where trees canopied high over their heads. Sporadic red and yellow blossoms burst along the moist underbrush, but they became rarer and rarer as the children marched on under the umbrageous oaks and elms. Umbrageous? The air crackled with birds taking a staccato choral piece, a minor chord of the song. "Where are we going?" asked Tay. "It's not where we're going, it's what we're going to see," replied Bainara. The forest surrounded the three children completely, bathed them in its tenebrous hues, and breathed on them with wet chirrups and sighs. What the heck? It was easy for them to imagine that they were within a monster, walking along its twisted spine of stones. Oh, hell yeah, we found another book. Yo, welcome, Graham. So good to see you. Thank you so much again, by the way, Graham, for lending me those books. You know, it's funny. Graham lent me some books recently, and I was looking at them. I don't have them with me right here, but I was looking at them, and they're like literally in like mint condition, these books. And you know, I respect books. I hope you respect books too, chat, but I respect books. But God, I have something of a doubt. I don't think I've ever read a book and had it look this nice afterwards. Yo, Grim, welcome. Bow, bow, ba, 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 da, ba. Hyperwave. Welcome, everybody. Ba, 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 pow, pow. Huge, huge. So good to see you all. Welcome.
Grim Radio's
Joel
channel
Grim.
with 86 friends.
Yes, thank you, Austin. Thank you. I hope Mario was amazing. Welcome, Cassie. Welcome, I Harris. How's it going, Karna? You know, I love this mouse. I don't know where this mouse came from. Is it a rat? It's a rat. I don't know where this rat came from, but never change. Never change it. Yeah, that's a forever emote. Welcome, Rudy.
I'm
Welcome,
tired
everybody.
of this, Grandpa.
Well, that's too damn bad. Yeah, that's too damn bad. We're reading books. We're reading all of the books in Morrowind. Yes, every single book. And we're keeping track of it in this here spreadsheet, Scooey. It's my favorite rat. Yeah, also love.
Speaking
Who doesn't
of
love
books, I asked
the
the
wild rat?
librarian if they had a book about Pavlov's dog and Schrodinger's cat. They said it rang a bell, but they weren't sure if it was there
I
or
shouldn't
not.
have read ahead. I shouldn't have read ahead. It's uniquely awful artillery, but thank you for your channel points. Yeah, welcome everybody. I hope SMW was fantastic. I'm scrolling through our giant ass spreadsheet. This is where we keep track of the books we've read and the books we haven't, as we continue on our noble quest to read all of the books, all of the content. You know, I'm like a snake, okay? And Morrowind is like a really giant rat, like that rat, but like huge, okay? And I'm slowly expanding my jaw to take in all of the content. And soon, and then we'll digest it and we'll have a really good meal. I hate this game. Hey, Lance, Ceci, welcome. Well, I still accept your view and your channel points. This is a great game. How could you hate Morrowind? Okay, everyone loves Morrowind. With rose-colored glasses in some cases, but they do. Then afterwards, you will sleep for a week. Yeah, at least. At least. Graham, I'm glad. Yeah, I think my book was in good condition as well, but I will do my absolute best to keep yours in fantastic shape as well. Great to see you. Hey, Raspberry, welcome. A psychology/physics crossover fun. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, you love Morrowind. Welcome, Torlek. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. 3 walked across through the forest until they came to a clearing. A few 100 feet beyond, the meadow sank to a dry creek bed filled with small, smooth stones.
She said, we'll take a break from your pet lizard's Instagram account.
Damn
I said,
it.
I can't. It's
My sole source of income. Yeah. Yeah. And you better keep managing that Instagram account. They followed that into the dark woods. Thanks for the follow in, Ceci. They followed that into the dark woods where trees canopied high over their heads. Sporadic red and yellow blossoms burst along the moist underbrush, but they became rarer and rarer as the children marched on. I realize I wrote this, but we're reading it again. Under the umbrageous oaks and elms, the air crackled with birds ticking a staccato choral piece, a minor chord of the song. It's funny, this is probably the most, like, floridly written book we've read so far. Oh, shit. Yo, thanks for the sip, by the way. Where are we going? Asked Tay. It's not where we're going. It's what we're going to see, replied Bainara. We did read The Real Baron's Eye. I guess we did, Horlick. That was, like, last stream, I think, or the stream before last. It wasn't the fully explicit version, I'm told, because they censored it somewhat in Morrowind. Hey, Nebulous, welcome. The forest surrounded the three children completely, bathed them in its tenebrous hues, and breathed on them with wet chirrups and sighs. It was easy for them to imagine that they were within a monster, walking along its twisted spine of stones. Bainara scrambled up the steep hill and peered through the thick mass of shrub and tree. Tay lifted Vaster out of the creek bed and climbed out, gripping soft grass for support. There was no path through the forest here. Brambles and low-hanging branches struck at them like the claws of chained beasts. The cries of the birds became ever more stentorious, as if angered at the invasion. One limb drew blood on Vaster's cheek, but he didn't cry out. Even Bainara, who could pass like an ethereal creature through impenetrable forests, had a braid catch on a bramble, ruining the intricate pattern a servant had woven hours before. She paused to pull out the other braid, so her bright, unruly tresses fell freely behind her. Now she was something wild, a nymph guiding the other two through her woodland domain. The song began to beat like a wild pulse. They were on a shelf of stone below a cliff overlooking a tremendous gorge, staring over an expanse of cinder. It looked like the scene of a tremendous battle, a holocaust of fire. Charred boxes, weaponry, animal bones, and detritus, too annihilated to be identifiable, littered the ground. Speechless, Tay and Vaster stepped into the black field. Bainara smiled, proud that she had finally found something of true wonder and mystery. "What is this place?" asked Vaster at last. "I don't know," Bainara shrugged. "I thought at first that it was some kind of ruin, but now I think it's a junk pile. Just not like any junk pile I've ever seen. Just look at this stuff." The three of them began an organized survey of the dusty mounds of refuse. Bainara found a twisted sword, only lightly blackened by flame, and began polishing it to read the inscriptions on the blade. Vaster amused himself by breaking brittle boxes with his hands and feet, imagining himself a giant of unbelievable strength. A battered shield attracted Tay. There was something about it that reverberated with the sound of the song. He pulled it out and wiped its surface clean. "I've never seen that crest before," said Bainara, looking over Tay's shoulder. "I think I have, but I don't remember," Tay whispered, trying to conjure the memory from his dreams. He was sure he had seen it there. "Look at this," Vaster cried, interrupting Tay's thoughts. The boy was holding up a crystal orb. As his hand moved over the surface, brushing away grit and dust, a key in the song rose, which sent a shiver through Tay's entire body. Bainara ran over to look at Vaster's treasure, but Tay felt paralyzed. Yeah, thanks, Dusty. That's kind of you to say. Yeah, when you're reading this many books, you've gotta put a little polish on it, you know. Yeah, I don't know, what does stentorious mean? I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna need to get like a definition bot command or something at this rate. "Where did you find that?" she gasped, gazing into the swirl beneath the crystal surface. "Over in that wagon," Vaster gestured toward a heap of blackened wood, barely discernible from the other piles but for its cart spokes. Bainara began digging into the half-collapsed structure, so only her feet could be seen. The song built in potency, sweeping over Tay. He began walking toward Vaster slowly. "Give me that," he whispered in a voice he could barely recognize as his own. "No," Vaster whispered whispered back, his eyes locked on the colors reflected in the heart of the globe. It's mine. Bainara dug through the remains of the wagon for several more minutes, but she could find no treasures like Vaster's. Most everything within was destroyed, and what remained was commonplace by any standards. Broken arrows, armor shards, guar bones. Frustrated, she pulled herself out into the sunlight. Tay was alone, at the edge of the Great Gorge. Where's Vaster? Tay blinked, and then turned back to his cousin with a shrug and a grin. He went back to show everyone his new plunder. Did you find anything interesting? Not really, said Bainara. We probably ought to get back home before Vaster tells them anything that'll get us in trouble. Tay and Bainara started the walk back at a quick pace. Tay knew that Vaster would not be there when they got back. He would never be returning home again. The crystal globe rested snugly in Tay's snatchel, hidden under a pile of junk he had picked up. With all his heart, he prayed for the song to return and drown out the memory of the gorge and the long, silent fall down. The boy had been so surprised, he hadn't even time to scream. Yikes! Wow, yikes. The poison books are really good, actually. I actually really enjoy them. Cool, here we are. Whoops. Here we are in the Balmora Corner Club. It's from the Trojan Herald and Iliad. Channel points reward to deep dive into a big word definition. That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Friend. My turn to listen.
Go back to
Interesting.
basics.
I take it
Go
you
on.
want something.
Do you have anything else to say to me? Any advice?
What is it?
Practice stealing and pickpocketing by taking cheap things from small merchants. Don't go after the big stuff until you're experienced, okay? You have anything to say to me? No? Okay. So we are going to the corner club. Well, shortly we'll go to the corner club that's by the Silt Walker, which is over here. In the Iliad, Stentor was the Greek army's herald. Interesting. It's really clear the authors of these books knew Greek mythology and Lovecraft. Oh yeah, they call upon a great many sort of archetypes of writing and just like narrative design and stuff. Enjoy your lurk, Lance. Skyrim only knew Game of Thrones and Name the Wind. Yeah, it definitely gets shallower. Like the level of depth, the actual quality of the writing here is extraordinarily high. Balmora, Ostius Hanotoples's house. Cool. Cool. Hi. Nothing.
Speak freely, friend.
You have anything good up here? Knock, knock. Anything juicy? Lockpick. Okay. Taking all his money. And etc. Really, honestly, it's just like experience at this point. I guess that's it. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we have a couple of mods installed. Not a ton, honestly. Oh, goodness. So there's another row of houses back here, too. Man, there's so many homes here. The first time you saw Whiterun, you were like, Rohan? Yeah. Yeah, the inspiration is incredible, seriously. Yeah, you're not wrong at all. Latest rumors. House Alalu's Guar herders have had some hard times these last few years. Andres Nerano. I heard he was spreading rumors about some Redoran noble.
What is this about?
Nothing, nothing. Balmora, Tyramayin's house. Hi. Come on, Atong. I don't trust you enough, okay? Spells. I don't offer services to the public, okay? Well, that's lame.
My patience is limited.
Okay, you don't have anything.
What is this about?
So we're checking in all of the houses. Wait, what's upstairs here? We're checking in all of the houses. Rithleen's house. Hey, what's up?
If you want something, now's the time to talk.
What's up, Rithleen? Come on, Atong. You don't trust me enough. Any advice? If you're considering a mercenary career, the Fighters Guild isn't too choosy. No, don't take offense. I just mean they've relaxed, easygoing, give along, get along. Legion is a tougher outfit and fussy about ends and means, if you follow me. And those House Redoron people, well, they are tough and sharp, but a bit tiresome in the duty and honor line. Man, when are people going to offer me services? The Mirror. This is a valuable book that we haven't read yet. You have gained knowledge from this book. Your block skill increased to 31. Huzzah! Hey, welcome, Don't Cry Wolf. What isn't Morrowind about? Better to say. You need a game that's relaxing like Euro Truck Simulator 2, but not quite as boring, Euro. Relaxing, but not that relaxing. Usually like an idle game, Euro. Idle games are relaxing because usually like you don't really, you only like, yeah, idle games can be relaxing. How about that? The Mirror by Bairdir Reens. The wind blew over the open plain, jostling the few trees within to move back and forth with the irritation of it. A young man in bright green turban approached the army and gave his chieftain's terms for peace to the commander. He was refused. It was to be battle. The Battle of Ein Kolur. Yo, Torlek. Heck yeah. So the chief, Aimbez, had decreed his open defiance, and his horsemen were at war once again. Many times the tribe had moved into territory that was not theirs to occupy, and many times the diplomatic approach had failed. Yeah, idle games are good too, Ellipses, actually. The JoJo alert, yeah, seriously. Yeah. We have a lot of follow alerts, honestly. Hey, Kario, welcome. It's good to see you. And also, yeah, Ellipses, yeah, welcome. What's the best idle game? If I'm gonna play one idle game, which idle game do I play? Anyone in chat? A connoisseur? A person of taste of idle games? Not that kind of, no, the other idle game. The one that sounds exactly the same, but is spelled differently. Damn it. Loop Hero is pretty cool. Yeah. Scooey. Oh, idle. Yeah. It's a yes and. Yeah, Universal Paperclips is good. There are idols in Spelunky. Ugh. Yeah, but I don't know that that's a relaxing game. Most people. So the chief Aimbez had decreed his open defiance, and his horsemen were at war once again. Many times the tribe had moved into territory that was not theirs to occupy, and many times the diplomatic approach had failed. It had come to this at long last. Hey, welcome, Swift. It was just as well with Mindothrax. His allies may win or lose, but he would always survive. Though he had occasionally been on the losing side of a war, never once in all his 34 years had he lost in hand-to-hand combat. The two armies poured like dual frothing streams through the dust, and when they met, a clamor rang out, echoing into the hills. Blood, the first liquor the clay had tasted in many a month, danced like powder. The high and low battle cries of the rival tribes met in harmony as the armies dug into one another's flesh. Mindothrax was in the element he loved. After 10 hours of fighting with no ground given, both commanders called a mutual and honorable withdrawal from the field. Yeah, dual froth crossing, dual frothy streams, Ellipses. Yeah, get with it. The camp was positioned in a high-walled garden of an old burial ground adorned by springtide blossoms. As Mindothrax toured the grounds, he was reminded of his childhood home. It was a happy and a sad recollection, the purity of childhood ambition, all of his schooling in the ways of battle, but tinged with memories of his poor mother. A beautiful woman looking down at her son with both pride and unspoken sorrow. She never talked about what troubled her, but it came as no surprise to any when she took the walk across the moors and was found days later, her throat slit open by her own hand. Wait, but why? Pride and unspoken sorrow. She never talked about what troubled her, and then she just offed herself. What the hell, Mom? Talk to somebody about it, goddamn. You like the Steam and iOS version of Space Plan? I haven't heard of that one, Austin. Hey, Cage, welcome. I played an idle game. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It has like a really kind of an orthodox name. God, I spent hundreds of hours playing it, to be honest. But I would have to look at Steam to recall. Hell with it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All games sort by hours played. Click. NGU Idle is an idle game. That, yeah, you know, this 5,641 hours, that's slightly misrepresentative, you know, but it's fun. It's good. I don't know that it's 5,600 hours good, but it's good. I played it for a few years, and then I finished. Okay, so you know, there we go. I've not actually ever played a hard space shipbreaker. Actually, I have played Cookie Clicker. Yeah, Satisfactory is basically an idle game. Is it though? You have to walk around. Well, it is once you get stuff going, at least. That doesn't represent me. Yeah. Did you win? Yeah, pretty much. I pretty much won. Yes. The army itself was like a colony of ants, newly shaken. Within a half-hour's time after the end of the battle, they had reorganized as if by instinct. As the medicos looked to the wounded, someone remarked with a measure of admiration and astonishment, "Look at Thrax. His hair isn't even out of place." "He is a mighty swordsman," said the attending physician. "The sword is a greatly overvalued article," said Thrax, nevertheless pleased with the attention. "Warriors pay too much attention to striking and not enough in defending strikes. The proper way to go into battle is to defend yourself and to hit your opponent only when the ideal moment arises." "I prefer a more straightforward approach," smiled one of the wounded. "It is the way of the horsemen. If it is the way of the Bullsack? If it is the way of the Ballsack tribes to fail, then I renounce my heritage," said Thrax, making a quick sign of the spirits that he was being expressive, not blasphemous. "Remember what the great blade master Gaiden Shinji said, the best techniques are passed on by the survivors. I have been in 36 battles, and I haven't a scar to show for it's pronounced." Yeah, maybe, ellipses. "I have been in 36 battles and I haven't a scar to show for them. That is because I rely on my shield and then my blade in that order. What is your secret?" Yeah, I'd like to play Hard Space. I would like to. Both wonderful games that I love, just not idle games. Satisfactory having infinite resources and no hard fail conditions, so yeah. That's fun though. Fail conditions are lame. Your favorite idle game was a Clicker vs. Steam sale a long time ago where the community came together and automated the entire thing using extensions. That, you mean like when Portal 2 launched, blah blah blah? That was such a fun, I was like so caught up in like Portal 2's launch. It was like it was like an alternate reality game and stuff. Like, remember when alternate reality games were all the rage? Yeah. They were more fun before, you know, I don't know, we all lost trust in the media or something. ARGs, good old ARGs. Yeah, idle games are fun. Dorf Romantic is a lovely suggestion, actually. I would like to play some Dorf Romantic at some point. The whole Cloverfield thing, yeah. Halo had an ARG. Fucking everything had an ARG, you know? Before Reddit and Wiki made them too easy. Yeah, it's a shame. One of the fundamental aspects of an idle game is if one form or another you're encouraged to take at least a short break and watch. Yeah, for sure.
We're crab people now.
Hey, native trader.
We're crab people now.
Yes.
Think of melee as a mirror. I look to my opponent's left arm when I am striking with my right. If he is prepared to block my blow, I blow not. Why exert undue force? Thrax cocked an eyebrow, but when I see his right arm tense, my left arm goes to my shield. You see, it takes twice as much power to send force than it does to deflect it. When your eye can recognize whether your opponent is striking from above or at an angle, I blow not. You know, the bottom, the blocker has to generate just an extreme amount of power. When your eye can recognize whether your opponent is striking from above or at an angle or in an uppercut from below, you learn to pivot and place your shield just so to protect yourself. I could block for hours if need be, but it only takes a few minutes or even seconds for your opponents used to battering to leave a space open for your own strike. What was the longest you've ever had to defend yourself? Asked a wounded man. I fought a man once for an hour's time, said Mindothrax. He was tireless with his bludgeoning, never giving me a moment to do aught but block his strikes. But finally, he took a moment too long in raising his cudgel, and I found my mark in his chest. He struck my shield 1,000 times, and I struck his heart but once, but that was enough. So he was your greatest opponent? No. Oh, I can't. It's interesting to see them describing just how active blocking is. Yeah, it's true, though. Islanders, yeah, it's a chill game. There's so many lovely casual games these days. Oh, indeed not, said Mindothrax. Oh, so he was your greatest opponent, asked the Medico. Oh, indeed not, said Mindothrax, turning his great shield so the silvery metal reflected his own face. There is he. Wait, wait, what? His greatest opponent is himself? Wow. The next day, the battle recommenced. What a weirdly, like, dramatic way of saying it. You can't just be like, no, I'm my own worst enemy. You have to, like, turn your shield so you stare at the mirror and you're like, there is he. The next day, the battle recommenced. Chief Imbez had brought in reinforcements from the islands to the south. To the horror and disgrace of the tribe, mercenaries, renegade horsemen, and even some reachmen and witches were included in the war. As Mindothrax stared across the field at the armies assembling, putting on his helmet and readying his shield and blade, he thought again of his poor mother. What had tortured her so? Why had she never been able to look at her son without grief? Between sunrise and sundown, the battle raged. A bright blue sky overhead burned down the combatants as they rushed against one another over and over again. In every melee, Mindothrax prevailed. A foe with an axe rained a series of strokes against his shield, but every one was deflected, until at last Mindothrax could best the warrior. A spear maiden nearly pierced the shield with her first strike, but Mindothrax knew how to give with the blow, throwing her off balance and leaving her open for his counterstrike. Finally, he met a mercenary on the field, armed with shield and sword and a helm of golden bronze. For an hour and a half, they battled. Mindothrax tried every trick he knew. When the mercenary tensed his left arm, he held back his strike. When his opponent rose his sword, his shield rose too and expertly blocked. For the first time in his life, he was battling another defensive fighter. Stationary, reflective, with energy to battle for days if need be. Sweaty. Occasionally, another warrior would enter into the fray. Sometimes from Mindothrax's army, sometimes from his opponent's army. These distractions were swiftly dispatched, and the champions returned to their fight. Oh, I can't unsee it. As they fought, circling one another, matching block for blow and blow for block, it dawned on Mindothrax that here at last he was fighting the perfect mirror. It became more a game, almost a dance, than a battle of blood. It was not until Mindothrax missed his own step, striking too soon, throwing himself off balance, that the promenade was ended. He saw, rather than felt, the mercenary's blade rip across him from throat to chest. A good strike, the sword he himself might have delivered. Mindothrax fell to the ground, feeling his life passing. The mercenaries stood over him, prepared to give his worthy adversary the killing blow. It was a strange, honorable deed for an outsider to do, and Mindothrax was greatly moved. Across the battlefield, he heard someone call a name similar to his own. Jurifax! Get over here! The mercenary removed his helmet to answer the call. As he did so, Mindothrax saw through the slits of his helmet his own reflection in the man. It was his own close-set eyes, red and brown hair, thin and wide mouth, and blunt chin. Nice wide. I do love a nice wide mouth on a man. For a moment he marveled at the mirror, before the stranger turned back to him and delivered the death stroke. Jurifax returned to his commander and was well paid for his part in the day's victory. They retired for a hot meal under the stars in a garden by an old cairn that had previously been occupied by their foes. The mercenary was strangely quiet as he observed the land. "Have you been here before?" Jurifax asked one of the tribesmen who had hired him. "I was born a horseman just like you. My mother sold me when I was just a babe. I have always wondered how my life might have been different had I not been bartered away. I might never have been a mercenary. There are so many things that decide our fate, said the witch. It is madness to try and see how you might have taken this turn or that in the world. There are none fool exactly like yourself, so it is foolish to compare. But there is one, said Jurifax, looking to the stars. My master, before he set me free, said that my mother had twin sons when I was born. She could only afford to raise but one child, but somewhere out there, there is a man just like me, my brother. I hope to meet him. The witch saw the spirits before her and knew the truth that the twins had met already. She remained silent and stared into the fire, banishing the thoughts from her head. Too wise to tell all. You know, this is why no one likes witches, damn it. Keeping secrets. Wow, terrible. Okay, well, epic, yeah. I would never question Michael Kirkbride's erudition. Yes, indeed. Tamagotchi were the original idol game, if you think about it. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hope these guys stay hydrated. Yeah, it sounds like, you know, they're doing some heavy, you know, heavy petting. The other butt had to defend for himself, Sursa. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, indeed. Nice one, Buttspot. Nice witch respectability politics. Yeah, I'm not afraid to call out. Ooh, Caius Casades. Oh me, oh my. he's fucking ribbed. Wow, look at that wide, thin mouth on that man. Yeah, holy shit. Is that Putin? Holy god. Who knew Putin was in Morrowind? Jesus Christ. Hey, you work out? What? Yes, I'm Caius Casades, but what do you mean you were told to report to Caius Casades? What are you talking about? Excuse me. No, I did not play Frog Factions, actually. Okay, well. Holy shit. Oh my god. Why don't you have a shirt on, Caius? Seriously. And he's just so ripped, too. It's kind of a lot. Wow. It's like ripped Captain Picard, yeah. Holy shit, okay. Okay, I cannot reach out. Caius Casades. I'm just an old... Hey, welcome, Cessa, by the way. I'm just an old man with a skooma problem. Yep, yeah, I don't believe that for a fucking second. Dude, you're ripped. Yeah, yo. Caius Casades is as cracked as he is jacked. Holy shit. Corpus disease. I don't know much about it. Let's sleep in his bed. Scooey, Torlek. Scooey. This guy just halted the stream like a freight trainer. Oh my god, yeah. I don't know much about it. I've never seen a case myself. You can get it from contact with the Red Mountain monsters they call Corpus beasts. I think it's like a blight disease, only worse. It usually drives victims mad and causes terrible deformed growths on the body. I'll check my informants and find out how to cure it. In the meantime, just follow your orders. I don't know what else to do. Oh me, oh my. Well, just, you know, stay professional, okay? Eyes up here. Eyes up here, everybody, okay? Great cheese off those abs. Fort Moonmoth. Moonmoth Fort is the Imperial Legion garrison southeast of Balmora. I promise I didn't install any mods, okay? I wasn't like, you know, bodacious, bodacious bro babes mod, or whatever they call them. Just outside of town. Rad Hard Heart is the knight in charge. Foxy Grandpa mod. I'm sure this is plot relevant, okay? I'm sure it's plot relevant. His face just stays like that, Torlek. I don't know. Rad Hardheart is the knight in charge. Between the Imperial Legions and Imperial Cult staff, they had about a dozen service providers there. Guild Guide. A Guild Guide is a spellcaster of the Mages Guild who provides magical transport for a small fee. You can only travel from one Mages Guild to another, but it is the fastest way to travel between Vivek, Aldrun, Caldera, and Sidrith Mara. Little advice. How do you know when you've been given a task too tough for you? You have to decide. If it seems too tough, it probably is. Guild stewards and faction leaders don't really know how much you can handle, and some don't care. You have to look out for yourself, but as long as you haven't been given a deadline for completion, it's usually smart to wait and tackle those tough jobs after you're stronger and better equipped. Bro, I can't stop staring at his body. Lance, eyes up here. And Lance, okay? We have a job to do. Soul sickness. That's the temple name for being crazy. The Dunmer are humorless bastards. They don't like strange behavior. It makes them nervous. Eccentric isn't charming to them. It's dangerous. The natives are very tight-cheeked, and you will be too if you want to avoid unwanted attention. You're saying you didn't install the Bodacious Bro Babes mod and you happen to know the exact name of it? Yeah, it's just coincidence, BGB. You know, it's just coincidence. Bodacious Gra Bro. Rules. The rules for the blades are simple. Follow orders. My orders. Don't steal from the blades. Don't attack anyone from the blades. Simple rules. Follow them or you'll be expelled. And once you're expelled, you're out forever. Orders. What are you talking about? Nobody gave me any orders. Not that I know about. Report to Caius Cosades. So, you say your name is iios and you've been told to report to me and deliver a package. Perhaps you'll let me look at it? Yes. Package? Yes, very interesting. So, it says here the Emperor wants me to make you a novice in the blades. And that means you'll be following my orders. Are you ready to follow my orders, iios? Oh, doggy. Yes. Good. Welcome to the service, novice iios. Now you belong to the blades. We're the Emperor's eyes and ears in the provinces. You can use my bed if you need to rest, but leave my personal stuff alone unless I say otherwise. If you like, you can improve your modest skills with our blades trainers now. Or if you're in a hurry, I can give you orders right away. But don't forget to visit the blades trainers. Cool. Thieves Guild. In the rest of the Empire, the Thieves Guild is a more or less organized group of local criminal syndicates governing illegal trade in their communities. Looks like Tiber Septim. Yeah, you're right, Euro. You're totally right. Yeah, just an incredible model here. Somebody really went all out on this this shirtless Caius Cosades model. You played an idle game where you basically just keep feeding your baby until they grow colossal. What was it called, Huela? How was it? Yeah, lovely to have you, Sessa, and also Zopdash. Here in Morrowind, the Thieves Guild is the newcomer. The established local crime lords are called the Kamana Tong. The Thieves Guild doesn't advertise, partly to avoid the law, and partly to avoid the Kamana Tong, who have sworn to destroy the upstart Thieves Guild. Sugarlips Habasi over at the South Wall is the local guild boss. Temple. Whoops. The Tribunal Temple is the native religion. They worship 3 god kings, Almalexia, Sothasil, and Vivek, who are known together as the Tribunal. We usually just call it the Temple. They're narrow-minded and superstitious, but I find a lot to admire, particularly their concern for the poor. They accept Outlanders as members, but few Outlanders join except for the services. Talk to Feldrello Sadri at the Balmora Temple if you're thinking about joining. Services. We have our own blades trainers, of course, and there's many public services available in Balmora. Members get better prices from guild services. The Balmora Fighters Guild and Balmora Mages Guild are across the river. You'll find contacts for the Balmora Thieves Guild in the south wall of the street, and there's an Imperial Cult Shrine at nearby Moonmoth Legion Fort. Report to Caius Cosades. So, iios, are you looking for orders, or did you have a question about the blade trainers? Orders. First thing, Pilgrim, you're new, and you look it. Here's 200 drakes. Go get yourself a decent weapon, or armor, or a spell. And second thing, you need a cover identity. Around here, freelance adventurer is a common profession. Sign on with the Fighters Guild, or Mages Guild, or Imperial Cult, or Imperial Legion. Advance in the ranks, gain skill and experience. Or go out on your own, look for freelance work, or trouble. Then when you're ready, come back and I'll have orders for you. Okay. Orders. Ready for orders? Sure. Good. Go talk to Hasfat and Tabalus at the Balmora Fighters Guild. Ask him what he knows about the Nerevarine secret cult and the 6th House secret cult. You'll have to do him a favor first. Probably an ugly favor, but do it. Then get the information from Antabalus and report back to me. Continue. And by the way, Hasfat is a student of Morrowind history. Take the chance to get a little education. And I have a few history books in here. You don't say. Help yourself. You're welcome to them. No point in being part of history if you're too ignorant to understand it. Tea, Earl Grey, hot, like my glorious chest. You know, it's incomprehensible to me that Picard never did a Playgirl spread. Sixth house, a trusted informant says they're a secret cult associated with some strange events recently. And more important, my informant thinks these recent disturbances are related in some way to the Nerevarine prophecies. Orders. Get the information about the Nerevarine secret cult and sixth house secret cult from Hasfan and Tabalus, like I told you. Okay. Nerevarine prophecies. The illiterate Ashlanders pass down their customs and history in the form of poetic verses. Among the things they preserve in verse are the dreams and prophetic visions of their wise women, in particular the verses that foretell the coming of the Nerevarine, but I don't know much about it. That's why I'm sending you to find out, okay? Nerevarine. Some Dunmer believe that an orphan, an outcast, a youth born on a certain day to uncertain parents will one day unite all the tribes of the Dunmer, drive out the invaders of Morrowind, and re-establish the ancient laws and customs of the Dark Elven nations. They call this orphan and outcast the Nerevarine, and say the Nerevarine will be a reincarnation of the long-dead Dunmer general and first counselor, Lord Induril Nerevar. Morrowind history. Jeanette Sitt's little book is a good place to start. I have a copy here. Take it. You might also look for On Morrowind, the Imperial Province by Aramanwe of Sunhold. Oh, my connection is bad. Morrowind history. As I said, Jeanette Sitt's little book is a good place to start. And I also recommend On Morrowind, the Imperial Province by Aramanwe of Sunhold, Morag Tong. The Morag Tong is a guild of executioners and assassins, completely legal and guided by a strict code of conduct. It's an ancient Dunmer society steeped in tradition, but I know and respect a few Westerners who belong to the Morag Tong. They are nothing like the Dark Brotherhood. I have no idea how to join them. Mages Guild. It's a guild for the arcane arts, and it's where you go to find wizards for hire. Training goods and services are cheaper for members, and the guild stewards know where to find work. If you want to be a wizard and work your way up the ranks, the Mages Guild here is a better bet than the Fighters Guild. Ranis Athris is the guild steward, so talk to her if you want to join up. She's got a chip on her shoulder, but her apprentice Ajira seems okay for a Khajiit. Okay, I will, Delta. I'll watch it before I leave this room then, if it doesn't improve by then. Imperial Legion. The Imperial Legion has several fort garrisons here on Vardenfell. The lower ranks handle law enforcement, escorts, rescues, dangerous predators, diseased and blighted beasts, and so forth. Only one fort accepts recruits, Fort Darius in Nisus. Nisus is a frontier outpost, isolated, a little rough, but good experience. If you're interested, see General Darius in Nisus, Imperial Cult. The Imperial Cult worships the 9 divines, the Aedra, Akatosh, Dibella, Arche, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Kinnereth, and Julianos, and Tiber Septim, founder and patron of the Empire. In Morrowind, it's partly maintaining the faith for outlanders like us, and partly a missionary cult, bringing enlightenment to the heathen Dunmer. You can see Samutus Vunus in Fort Moonmoth to join, but you have to go to Ebonheart if you want to become a lay servant. Lay servants serve the Imperial Cult by doing various tasks. Not a lot of excitement, but safe, honorable, and rewarding. First you have to join the Imperial Cult, then go to the Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart to get work. See Sinolian Tunifus to become a lay healer. See Iulis Trupter to become an almoner, a fundraiser. See Kay to become a shrine sergeant. They do the more dangerous jobs. House Halalu. Yeah, lovely to have you, Kate. Yeah, I hope you're doing really well. We are, as ever, reading up a storm. House Halalu is one of the 3 Dunmer great houses on Vardenfell. They're loyal supporters of the Empire, open-minded in religious and cultural matters, and greedy and ambitious in the best imperial tradition. It's difficult to rise in their ranks as an outlander, but the great houses hold the power in Morrowind. Talk to Halalu counselors if you want to become a Halalu retainer. Hasfat Antabalus. He's drill master of the Balmora Fighters Guild. He's lived in Morrowind all his life, knows the natives, and talks a lot with backcountry mercenaries. He thinks of himself as a scholar, and he's particularly interested in Dwemer ruins and artifacts. Freelance work. You can always just wander around and ask for work. Hunt monsters and sell their hides. Collect ingredients for alchemists. Prey on bandits and smugglers. Search ruins for loot. All you need are better skills and conditioning and knowledge of Morrowind. And spend what you earn on equipment and training. Then come back a little less wet behind the ears, and I won't have to worry so much when I send you out on a mission. Fighters Guild. The Fighters Guild is a professional organization chartered by the Emperor to regulate the hiring and training of mercenaries. Training, goods, and services are cheaper for members, and the guild stewards know where to find work. You'll have to start your service with Idis Fire Eye, the Balmora Guild steward. She's new and I don't know her well. Perseus Mercius, the Aldrune Guild steward, I know and trust, but he only handles higher-ranking assignments. Kamana Tong. The Kamana Tong is Morrowind's native criminal syndicate. They're tough and ruthless and have connections in the higher ranks of House Olalu. The Kamana Tong competes directly with the Thieves Guild for control of illegal trade, and Kamana Tong will not tolerate competition. Compared with the Kamana Tong, the Thieves Guild is relatively decent and honorable, certainly less brutal. They don't accept outlanders as members. Forget about it. Caius Cosatus. I'm the Imperial Spy Master for Morrowind, and since I'm the ranking Blades agent in Morrowind, you report to me. You follow orders and we'll get along fine. Blades trainers. The Blades, these Blades agents offer training, not free of course, but cheap for a fellow agent. Look for Rithaline, Tyre Mayan. These are the people who told us they didn't train. And Nine Toes here in Balmora. In Caldera, see Serene Leorian. In Aldrune, see Geldon. Sioravar Horsemouth lives in the hut west of Caldera. And Alone the Scout can be found in Ariel's trade house inside a neat. Fascinating, okay. Tyre Mayan. Healer Tyre Mayan lives 2 houses south downstairs. Serene Leorian. Mage Serene Leorian is in Caldera, the next town north. Her half-timber and stone house sits between the twin towers of the North Gate and the Governor's Hall. Sioravar Horsemouth. Master-at-Arms Sioravar Horsemouth lives in a guar herder's hut in the middle of nowhere, west of Caldera. I've only been there once and couldn't give you directions. Go look for him if you feel like a little hike. Wow, game. Okay. Rithaline. Warrior Rithaline lives 2 houses south upstairs. Nine Toes. To get to Hunter Nine Toes, leave my door facing south. Go right down the steps, then turn left and head south, looking for his door on your left. Okay. Gildon. Nightblade Gildon lives in Aldrune, the Redoron district seat north of here, beyond Caldera. Gildon is in the southeast corner of town, in a house to the right of the steps up to the temple. Alone. Alone the Scout can usually be found at Ariel's trade house inside Aneen. You know where that is. You arrived inside Aneen by boat. Blades. We're spies. We're the Emperor's hidden eyes and ears in the provinces. We watch the Emperor's enemies. We look for opportunities. We make reports. And when the Emperor commands, we obey. We're only one of many guilds and factions in Morrowind. You should know a little about Morrowind politics before you get involved with any of these other groups. Guilds and factions. Oh, Lord. Okay. You're still hearing that as guar. Well, what is it? Guar? Am I not? Is it not correct? That's the right pronunciation. Guar. Guar herder. Groups favoring Imperial interests are the Blades, the Imperial Cult, the Imperial Legion, the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, and the Thieves Guild. Groups favoring native Dunmer interests are House Redoron, House Halalu, House Silvani, the Temple, the Morag Tong, the Kamana Tong, and the Ashlanders. House Silvani. House Silvani is one of the 3 Dunmer great houses on Vardenfell. Their nobles are 1,000-year-old wizards. Telvanni are supposed to hate politics, foreigners, and just about everything else. But the Vardenfell Telvanni are apparently more ambitious and adventurous than most. I don't know much about them, but they do hire Western mercenaries, and some even rise to higher ranks. Talk to Telvanni counselors if you want to become a Telvanni retainer. I mean, I don't have, like, anything downloading. Like, no downloads. That was way earlier today. That was like hours ago. So it's not that, at least. House Redoron. House Redoron is one of the 3 Dunmer great houses on Vardenfell, a very serious and honorable bunch. It's difficult for an outlander to join and rise in their ranks, but the great houses are where the power lies in Morrowind. Talk to Redoron counselors if you want to become a Redoron retainer. It's a correct pronunciation. I'm just old. Oh, that's okay. It's fun being old. It means you know so many things. And you can tell other people about all of those things. Ashlanders. I don't know much about the Ashlanders. Most people say they are murderous savages, but most people are idiots. I know they hate their settled Dunmer cousins almost as much as they hate Westerners. They must be tough to live in the Ashlands. I don't think Outlanders can become members of the tribes. I don't know why anyone would want to. Okay, should be. A Short History of Morrowind by Jeanette Sitt. From the introduction. Led by the legendary prophet Valath. Yeah, hello, Arcad. Thanks for saying hi. And for confirming that you can hear me at least. The ancestors of the Dunmer, exiles from Altmer cultures in present-day Somerset Isle, came to the region of Morrowind. In earliest times, the Dunmer were harassed or dominated by Nord Sea raiders. When the scattered Dunmer tribes consolidated into the predecessors of the modern Great House clans, they threw out the Nord oppressors and successfully resisted further incursions. The ancient ancestor worship of the tribes was in time superseded by the monolithic tribunal temple theocracy, and the Dunmer grew into a great nation called Resdain. Resdain was the last of the provinces to submit to Tiber Septim, like Blackmarsh.
How do you do, fellow kids?
How do you do? Welcome. Thank you, Arcad and Prime. Thanks for the follow. Maybe it's Arcadand. No, I think it's Arcadand. Like Blackmarsh, it was never successfully invaded and was peacefully incorporated by treaty into the Empire as the province of Morrowind. Almost 4 centuries after the coming of the Imperial Legions, Morrowind is still occupied by Imperial Legions, with a figurehead king, though the Empire has reserved most functions of the traditional local government to the ruling councils of the 5 great houses. Oh, nice, okay, nice. Thank you for confirming, yeah. On Vardenfell District. In 3rd Era, don't jinx it, it might be getting better. In 3rd Era 414, Vardenfell territory, previously a temple preserve under Imperial protection, was reorganized as an Imperial provincial district. Vardenfell has been maintained as a preserve administered by the temple since the Treaty of the Armistice, and except for a few Great House settlements sanctioned by the temple, Vardenfell was previously uninhabited and undeveloped. Okay, we stable? I think we're stable. Do you stream this regularly? Yes, Arcad. We stream all kinds of games, mostly single-player games. But we'll be streaming Morrowind until we finish playing the whole game and reading all the books. I stream Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, so please, please join us. We'll be back this weekend, and we'll continue to do exactly this until we get all of the way through. And I don't know if I have shown off. I guess it's recovered now. I don't know that I've shown off my spreadsheet in a hot minute. Well, at least since starting this book. But we're tracking every book that we read in this lovely spreadsheet here, so that way we know for certain that we've read them all. So it's a good time. Well, I see. Okay. I guess let me finish this book, and then we will do a... Oh God, why is my capture card? We have capture card issues. Let's finish this book, and then we will watch the next episode of the Super Mario Super Show. Coming up. But when the centuries-old temple ban on trade and settlement of Vardenfell was revoked by King of Morrowind, a flood of Imperial colonists in Great House Dunmer came to Vardenfell, expanding old settlements and building new ones. The new district was divided into Redoran, Halalu, Telvanni, and Temple districts, each separately administered by local house councils or temple priesthoods, and all under the advice and consent of Duke Dren and the district council in Ebonheart. Local law became a mixture of house law and imperial law in house districts, jointly enforced by house guards and legion guards, with temple law and imperial law enforced in the temple district by ordinators. The temple was still recognized as the majority religion, but worship of the 9 divines was protected by the legions and encouraged by imperial cult missions. Gosh, this is the most square version of Morrowind history I've ever seen. You hit 10k points, Austin? What are you going to spend them on? The temple district included the city of Vivec, the fortress of Ghostgate, and all sacred and profane sites, including those blighted areas inside the Ghost Fence, and all unsettled and wilderness areas on Vardenfell. In practice, this district included all parts of Vardenfell not claimed for Redoran, Halalu, or Telvanni districts. The temples stubbornly fought all development in their district and were largely successful. And I forget who said that this was like the this was like our Christmas Carol read through, but just yeah, this is pretty much just it's exactly like our Christmas Carol read through, but instead with a fantasy video game. Professor iios delivers a history lesson. Aye, Captain Kaland, welcome. We sure do. Have you read any of the Year Come a Month books, all with different names? I don't think so, Arcade and Prime. I don't think we found any of those yet. You could absolutely request a particular ROM hack. Sure, Austin, yeah. You certainly could. You are more than welcome to. Maybe you should add a fireplace. A fantasy fireplace. Oh, well, I have to track down my fantasy fireplace, and etc., and etc. I'll think about it. Yo, hey, White Moth, welcome. I'd have to get one that's, like, extra fantastical, you know? Like, extra crackling and shit. House Hulalu is in combination with Imperial colonists embarked on a vigorous campaign of settlement and development. That's a good question, Austin. I think we'll watch the Mario show first. So feel free to redeem it now if you'd like. We'll watch the Mario show first. Because it's just about that time. No, we'll play the level first, I guess. We'll play the level first. But go ahead and redeem it so no one else takes it. There you go. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Austin. I would be more than happy to. A vigorous campaign of settlement and development. In the decades after reorganization, Balmora and the Ashadian Isles regions have grown steadily. Caldera and Pelagiad are completely new settlements, and all legion forts were expanded to accommodate larger garrisons. House Telvanni, normally conservative and isolationist, has been surprisingly aggressive in expanding beyond their traditional tower villages. Disregarding the protests of the other houses, the Temple, the Duke, and the District Council, Telvanni pioneers have been encroaching on the wild lands reserved to the Temple. The Telvanni Council officially disavows responsibility for these rogue Telvanni settlements, but it is an open secret that they are encouraged and supported by ambitious— God damn it, Capture, stop failing. Stop flickering. Ambitious Telvanni mage lords. Under pressure from the Temple, conservative House Redoran has steadfastly resisted expansion in their district. As a result, House Redoran and the Temple are in danger of being politically and economically marginalized by the more aggressive and expansionist Hulalu and Telvanni interests. Not to mention the hazards of fantasy ventilation. Indeed, you're just breathing in smoke constantly. Capture card under attack from cliff racers. God dang it. I even got a new capture card. I literally replaced the whole ass capture card to try and fix that issue, but it still does that where it like wants to lose the capture for a second. I should probably write to support, honestly. Too much pixie dust in the fucking filters. The Imperial Administration. God, this is the lamest book we've read so far. Under pressure from the temples, conservative House Redoran has steadfastly resisted expansion in their district. As a result, House Redoran and the Temple are in danger of being politically and economically marginalized by the more aggressive and expansionist Hulalu and Telvanni interests. I think I just reread that. The Imperial Administration faces many challenges in the What the hell? And you see what I'm up against here? Okay. You see this? You see what we are up against? Okay. It's only 30 more pages. No, I'm not even looking. I can't let myself look at the rest of these pages. Otherwise, it kills my motivation to read if I know how much is left. The most serious are the Great House rivalries, animosity from the Ashlander nomads. No, I'm not splicing, Queen. I'm not, I promise. Internal conflicts within the temple itself and the Red Mountain Blight. Struggles between Great House, Temple, and Imperial interests to control Vardenfell's resources could at any time erupt into full-scale war. Ashlanders raid settlements, plunder caravans, and kill foreigners in their wild lands. The temple has unsuccessfully attempted to silence criticism and calls for reform within its ranks. But most serious are the plagues and diseased hosts produced by the blight storms sweeping out from Red Mountain. Vardenfell and all Morrowind have long been menaced by the legendary evils of Dagoth-Ur and his ash vampire kin, dwelling beneath Red Mountain. For centuries, the temple has contained this threat within the Ghost Fence, but recently the temple's resources and will have faltered, and the threat from Red Mountain has grown in scale and intensity. If the Ghost Fence should fail, and hosts of blighted monsters were to spill out across Vardenfell's towns and villages, the Empire might have no choice but to evacuate Vardenfell District and abandon it to disease and corruption. Cool, cool, okie dokie. So, left in Caius Casadus' place, we also have the War of the First Council, which, lucky for us, is another book we have not read. Whoa, fancy seeing you here, Caius. Me? You want me to sleep in that bed? Yeah, Caius is cracked as he is jacked, you know? It's true. But we have books to read. The War of the First Council. This is our 88th book. I think he lives. Yeah, you think? This account by the imperial scholar Agrippa Fundilius is based on various imperial and Dunmer sources and written for Western readers. The War of the First Council was a First-Age religious conflict between the secular Dunmer houses, Dwemer and Dagoth, and the Orthodox Dunmer houses, Induril, Redoran, Dress, Halalu, and Tilvani. The First Council was the first pan-Dunmer governing body, which collapsed over disputes about sorceries and enchantments practiced by the Dwemer and declared profane by the other houses. The secular houses, less numerous but politically and magically more advanced, and aided by Nord and Orc clans, drawn by promise of land and booty, initially campaigned with great success in the north of Morrowind, and occupied much of the land now comprising Redoran, Vardenfell, and Tilvani district. The Orthodox houses, widely dispersed and poorly organized, suffered defeat after defeat until Nerevar was made general of all house troops and levies. Nerevar secured the aid of nomad barbarian tribesmen and contrived to force a major battle at the secular stronghold of Red Mountain on Vardenfell. The secular forces were outmaneuvered and defeated with the help of Ashlander scouts, and the survivors forced to take refuge in the Dwemer stronghold at Red Mountain. After a brief siege, treason permitted Nerevar and his troops to enter the stronghold, where the secular leaders were slain, and Nerevar mortally wounded. General slaughter followed, and houses Dwemer and Dagoth were exterminated. Nerevar died shortly thereafter of his wounds. 3 of Nerevar's associates among the Orthodox houses, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothasil, succeeded to control of the recreated First Council, renamed the Grand Council of Morrowind, and went on to become the God Kings and immortal rulers of Morrowind, known as the Tribunal, or Almsebi. Cool. Okay, great. Now we know. A good skooma. There's qualities of skooma pipes? Well, shit. Well, shit on shingle. Okay. Okay. So, Caius told us. Actually, can we buy anything from you, Caius? Caius, no, you can train us. Caius told us about it. Actually, I'm gonna sleep in your bed. I am, Caius. Yeah. Whoops. Actually, just rest until 8 a.m. Hey, Ryan, that was a fun watch, yeah. Okay. Caius told us about a couple of people who can train us because they are Blades trainers. So we're gonna go talk to them one more time. Assuming they're at home. Rithli.
Well, what brings you here, friend?
Howdy. Okay, Blades. I'm a Blade too, and I report to Caius. Like you, you're welcome to use my bed to rest, but leave my other stuff alone, okay? Blades trainers. Yes, we aren't trying to make a profit off our fellow Blades, and as you rise in rank, your discount increases. Still, we have to live, and training isn't cheap. Well, basic skill training, if you don't know very much, can be pretty cheap, but advanced skill training, for example in your major specialties, that can get expensive. Here, I don't use this cuirass and helm anymore. Maybe you can get a few drakes for it and put them in your personal training fund. Well, thank you. Blades trainers. Yes, I offer training, but only to Blades. Caius Guasadas. He's okay, sour, a worrier, but he knows his job and leaves us alone to do ours. Latest rumors. I'm just a courier, delivery boy, follow orders and get paid. It's frustrating to me that they blinked as we started this conversation, and now they're just stuck like that. I don't know nothing, and I'm perfectly happy that way. 6th house. I haven't heard anything about them other than vague rumors, but something is different around here recently. There's always people with secrets around here. Mostly smugglers, criminal syndicates, Daedric cults, other such. But lately everyone seems to be a little uneasy, like maybe there's a new player and nobody knows much about him, and nobody wants to get caught with their guard down. Yeah, he's just flexing, Katana, flexing the whole night long, you know? Just makes me feel safe, doesn't it? The rules for the Blades are simple. Follow orders, don't steal from the Blades, don't attack anyone from the Blades. Simple rules. Follow them or you'll be expelled. And once you're expelled, you're out forever. Nerevarine. Blades keep tabs on the Emperor's army. The Nerevarine cult seems to be a bunch of Ashlanders, and Ashlanders are our enemies. They'd love to see us dead or gone from Vardenfell. But they're only a few simple savages, and they mostly just want to be left alone. Okay, training. Can offer me some stuff. That's good. Yeah, now I'm over encumbered. Damn it. Fuck. They just gave us all this crap and now we weigh a little bit too much. I don't actually want... Steel stuff weighs... It's 35. The steel cuirass weighs 30. I'm not that strong. I'm just not that strong to be able to carry all this crap. And I just don't think I can make anything at the moment. Okay, we can do some of this. Cool, so at least we can just kind of like toggle through these. I mean, why not? If it gives us even just a tiny bit more inventory space, I'll take it. Okay, and that's all we can make right now. That brings us down. Okay, that brings us down to under our limit. Okay. Okay, so you as well.
Greetings to you, Dunmer.
Hi, Blades. I'm a Blade too, and I report to Caius like you. You're welcome to use my bed to rest, but leave my other stuff alone, please. Blades trainers. Blades basic skill training is cheap. We give you discounts for higher rank in the Blades, and we keep our prices low. But advanced training is never cheap, even from us. Look, to get started, here's my old Alembic. Maybe you can get a good few gold for it, or use it yourself. Okay, cool. Latest rumors. I'm just support here. I don't pay much attention to what's going on. Great. Blades training. Yes. Blades trainers. Yes, I offer training, but only to Blades. Spells. Okay. Crushing Burden Touch. Great Burden of Sin. So... Skrin's Blessing. Alma's Justaw Feather. Spell Absorption. Jump. Jump 20 for 10 seconds is like actually kind of interesting. Dispel is like pretty good. I'll take Dispel and I'm gonna take the jump spell just because I think that'll be fun. Okay, we need to sell stuff. Yeah, sell it. Sell it all. Great. Oh yeah, and then so they gave us an extra alembic. Is that better than the one we have? Yeah, so we have 2 journeyman's alembics now. That's okay. And then we had 1 more person? I guess she's a reading. I'm gonna fire this off. Oh yes, go for it. Yes, if you are more than welcome to share your awful Twitch
Claire
idea.
has a really awful
Yes.
Twitch product idea and
Yes.
would like your feedback. As a streamer, maybe it would be neat to be able to see how many channel
Yes.
points an individual has by clicking on their name in chat.
Yeah, I totally agree, Claire. I think it'd be really cool to have like a channel points leaderboard for like the whole stream. I think they're in the Southwark Corner Club.
What's this all about?
It's not you. I can sell you this gear I don't want, maybe. I completely agree, Claire. Yeah, I don't want this heavy armor. So we just... Oh! Somebody liked that! Nice. Looking good. Looking good there, Sawtilled. I guess you have more to say now. Vardenville. Except for the settled southwest, Vardenville is covered by hostile desert wastes, arid grasslands, and volcanic badlands, and thinly populated by the nomadic Ashlander tribes, settlements in Morrowind. In sparsely populated Telvanni district, the few Telvanni tower towns are essentially large villages dominated by monumental wizard tower complexes. Telvanni Tower. In Telvanni villages, the settlement is dominated by the wizard's residence called a Telvanni Tower. Hey Slayer Zigzag, welcome. A fantastic organic form grown and sculpted from stems, caps, and root-like holdfasts of the giant native mushrooms. The tower is often surrounded by a village of smaller mushroom pods, hollowed out for craftsmen and commoners. Morrowind lore. There's always trouble in Morrowind between outlanders, non-Dunmer imperial colonists, and the Dunmer natives. Any advice? If you have the patience, sneak around everywhere you go. It will take longer and may rouse suspicion, but it's excellent practice. Okay. Great houses. Dunmer membership in a great house is a matter of birth and marriage, but imperial colonists may become retainers of a great house or may be adopted into a great house. Okay, this is Thieves Guild stuff. I'm listening. Jump spell. I thought we turned off Mario for the night. Okay, she won't train me or do anything. Yeah, welcome Slayer Zigzag. Yeah, good on you, Broken Sail, for hoarding them channel points. You save them for the day when you really need them, Broken Sail. Then you'll have them, you know. For sure, Z's. No, see. Okay, so we still haven't figured out how only he stands there will train us. I need to check my journal in a second. Morrowind lore. In Telvanni district, the few Telvanni tower towns are just big villages with wizard towers. Little advice, you look like you might not faint wearing heavy armor. You might check out the Legion garrison at Fort Moonmoth. They like 'em big over there, and maybe they're looking for recruits. Good benefits, chance for advancement, get a piece of land at retirement, maybe even end up a knight.
Yes, Dunmer?
Yes, Dunmer? Telvanni Tower. In Telvanni villages... We totally just read that. Little advice. Higher quality picks and probes are definitely worth their higher price, but keep cheaper ones around as well for the easier locks and traps. Also be sure to find a good source for buying those instruments. Blades. The Blades is a prestigious service order for citizens demonstrating the greatest loyalty to the Emperor. To be named to the Blades by the Emperor is a great honor, and publicly acknowledged members serve openly in noble courts and diplomatic posts. Privately, many Blades members act as the Empire's intelligence agency. Such agents conceal themselves with secret identities, operating in disguise as couriers, observers, and spies throughout the Empire. Okay, so... yeah, Rithaline... Alone is in inside a Neen. Yeah, we want 9 toes. Okay, I think I know where that is then. Yo, take it easy, Queen. We'll be ending here pretty soon. Thank you so much for hanging out this evening. It's lovely to have you. So much gaming happening.
Interesting.
We were gaming hard. Gaming real hard.
Mandatory.
Yo, Sizzle, thank you. Or Sail, Broken Sail, thank you for the gift sub to and Sizzle. Super appreciate that. So Draka Arethi's house is locked. Here. Nine Toes' house. Yes, yes, you. You will read that.
The traveler seeks answers.
Hello, Nine Toes. Welcome, Novice iios. Nine Toes is my name. Hunter is my trade. I'd be happy to share a little advice or Morrowind lore with a fellow Blade, or maybe you'd like to catch me up on the latest rumors. Blades. I'm a Blade too, and I report to Caius like you. You're welcome to use my bed to rest, but leave my other stuff alone, please. Blades trainers. Ooh, oh, great. The basics we can teach you won't cost much. Advanced training, though, that's expensive. If you're already skilled, you're much harder to teach. Maybe I can help you out. Here's a little moon sugar on the house. You do know that trade in moon sugar and skooma is against the law, and most alchemists and apothecaries won't buy it, but Khajiit generally will. Try Ajira at the Balmora Mages Guild, or Ravir, the trader in Balmora. Sell the sugar and start saving for training. Okay, cool. Blades trainers. Yes, I offer training, but only to Blades. Nine Toes. Yes, I am Nine Toes. My trade. I'm a hunter. I range across the ashlands and wastes, hunting for meat and hides. I know the native creatures of Vardenfell and know to avoid the diseased creatures and the blighted creatures, for they are foul and worthless and deadly to the careless hunter. I know the ashlands and the grazelands, Azura's coast and Molag Amur, and I can tell you of those places. Latest rumors. I'm trying to update our maps of the Bitter Coast. There are no good maps of this area, period. Islands, mountains, swamps, lakes, rivers. It's impossible. I'm getting to know the swamps and waterways here, maybe as well as the natives, but I can't blend with the natives, and I'm useless in the West Gash or the Ashlands, and I don't see why the maps are so important. Smuggling maybe, but I'm wondering if they're thinking about landing and moving the legions through here in case of trouble. Did they just give you drugs to sell to cover your Imperial Cop trading costs? Yeah, that's approximately the long and short of it. They're telling you how to traffic in these drugs, you know? The cave rat is a subterranean variety of the hardy, abundant hunter-scavenger. Rat meat is tough and greasy with an unpleasant odor and taste. Nonetheless, it is cheap, abundant, and nutritious, and palatable when cooked in a stew and masked by strong spices. Training. So, athletics, illusion, and sneak. Okay. But we've read the lives of the saints. We have not, I'm quite certain, read A Dance in Fire, Chapter 3. BD. We haven't read any of these. You gained knowledge from this book. Your athletics skill increased to 19. That's really good. A Dance in Fire, comma, Chapter 3. Dance in Fire, Chapter 3. Okie dokie. Oops. Cool. Great. Yes. Yes. Yo, hey, Mean Richard, welcome. All right, this will be our last book for the evening, and then we will pick somebody to read. A Dance in Fire, Chapter 3, by Wogeen Jarth. Mother Pashost disappeared into the sordid hole that was her tavern, and emerged a moment later with a scrap of paper with Leodus Juris's familiar scrawl. Decumus Scotti held it up before a patch of sunlight that had found its way through the massive boughs of the tree city, and read, Scotti, so you made it to Falinesti, Valenwood. Congratulations! I'm sure you had quit a adventure getting here. Unfortunately, I'm not here anymore, as you probably guess. There's a town downriver called Athi-Im-At. Get a boat and join me. It's ideal. I hope you brought a lot of contracts, because these people need a lot of building done. They were close to the war, you see, but not so close they don't have any money left to pay. Ha ha. Meet me down here as soon as you can, Juris. So, Scotty pondered, Juris had left Falinesti and gone to some place called, I guess it's Athi? Yeah, totally mean Richard. You know, honestly, I, if I was not streaming, also never read this. And so it felt like a good opportunity to share in was actually really good writing. Actually, like by game standards, far above average writing. And so we're approximately a third of the way through all of the books so far. Given his poor penmanship and ghastly spelling, it could equally well be Afi, Afi, O3, M3, Eartha, or Krakamaka. The sensible thing to do, Scotty knew, was to call this adventure over and try to find some way to get back home to the Imperial City. He was no mercenary devoted to a life of thrills. He was, or at least had been, a senior clerk at a successful private building commission. Over the last few weeks, he had been robbed by the Cathay Rot, taken on a death march through the jungle by a gang of giggling Bosmeri, half starved to death, drugged with fermented pig's milk, nearly slain by some kind of giant tick, and attacked by archers. He was filthy, exhausted, and had, he counted, 10 gold pieces to his name. Now the man whose proposal brought him to the depths of misery was not even there. It was both judicious and seemly to abandon the enterprise entirely. And yet a small but distinct voice in his head told him, "You have been chosen. You have no other choice but to see this through." Scotty turned to the stout old woman, Mother Pashost, who had been watching him curiously. "I was wondering if you knew of a village that was at the edge of the recent conflict with Elsewhere. It's called something like Athi." "You must mean Athay," she grinned. "My middle lad, Viglil, he manages a dairy down there. Beautiful country, right on the river. Pig's milk, you don't say, RB. I didn't know that pigs gave milk." Fascinating, you learn something every day. "Is that where your friend went?" Hey, Residolan, welcome. Residoleon. "Yes," said Scotty. "Do you know the fastest way to get there?" After a short conversation, an even shorter ride to Falinesti's routes by way of the platforms, and a jog to the riverbank, Scotty was negotiating transport with a huge, fair-haired Bosmer with a face like a pickled carp. He called himself Captain Balfix, but even Scotty, with his sheltered life, could recognize him for what he was. A retired pirate for hire, a smuggler for certain, and probably much worse. His ship, which had clearly been stolen in the distant past, was a bent, old Imperial sloop. 50 gold and we'll be in Athay in 2 days' time, boomed Captain Balfix expansively. "I have 9 gold pieces," replied Scotty, and feeling the need for explanation, added, "I had 10, but I gave one of them to the platform ferryman to get me down here." "Sloop, there it is! Sloop, there it is!" 9 is just as fine," said the captain agreeably. "Truth be told, I was going to Athay, whether you paid me or not. Make yourself comfortable on the boat. We'll be leaving in just a few minutes." Decumus Scotty boarded the vessel, which sat low in the water of the river, stacked high with crates and sacks spilled out of the hold and galley and onto the deck. Each was marked with stamps advertising the most innocuous substances: copper scraps, lard, ink, high rock meal, marked for cattle. Wait, birds eating other birds is a legit tag? What is that? Oh, you haven't heard? You don't know about birds eating other birds? It's like when you're a bird and you're eating another bird. Yes. And then the other bird is stuck in your throat, but you gradually expand your throat and swallow it so your stomach acids can digest it. So you get a really good meal of that bird. Yeah. And it was hard. It's hard. It was hard eating that bird, okay? But at the end, it was worth it. I'm the one who redeems this the most, and it's really just makes me happy, to be honest. Marked for cattle. Tar, fish, jelly. Scotty's imagination reeled and picturing what sorts of illicit imports were truly aboard. I know. It's for me. It makes me, I just like it, Broken Sail. I just think it's cool. It took more than those few minutes for Captain Balfix to haul in the rest of his cargo. Hey Oscar, thanks for the follow.
Right now, on fire.
Yeah. But in an hour, the anchor was up and they were sailing downriver towards Athay. The green-gray water barely rippled, only touched by the fingers of the breeze. Lush plant life crowded the banks, obscuring from sight all the animals that sang and roared at one another. Lulled by the serene surroundings, Scotty drifted to sleep. At night, he awoke and gratefully accepted some clean clothes and food from Captain Balfix. "Why are you going to Athay, if I may ask?" queried the Bosmer. "I'm meeting a former colleague there. He asked me to come down from the Imperial City where I worked for the Atreus Building Commission to negotiate some contracts." Scotty took another bite of the dried sausages they were sharing for dinner. "We're going to try to repair and refurbish whatever bridges, roads, and other structures that got damaged in the recent war with the Khajiit." Yeah, oh my gosh, Knights of the Old Republic 2 was so much. It was so much. I liked KOTOR 1 a lot. KOTOR 2 helped me appreciate how much I liked KOTOR 1. I wonder what rabbit milk tastes like. Yeah, all these exotic milks. There's a big pharma company that milks rabbits, apparently. They produce a protein needed in medicine. Interesting, Mean Richard. That's very interesting. Yeah. I'm unabashedly, I'm a milk lover. I'm coming clean, chat, okay? iios loves dairy. It's true. It's true. It's shameful. I just can't get enough of it, Scooey. "It's been a hard 2 years," the captain nodded his head, "though I suppose good for me and the likes of you and your friend. Trade routes cut off. Now they think there's going to be war with the oh boy, with the Somerset Isles. You heard that? Hey, welcome, Oscar. Yeah, milky milk. Yeah, I'm glad almonds have nipples. Dairy doesn't agree with me." Almonds have nipples, Greg. Can you milk almonds? Shocker coming from someone who puts milk on vanilla ice cream, Collie. And it's just truculent, really. Rabbit milk is the most caloric of all mammals' milk. That seems a little sus, I guess, but that's an interesting factoid. And Zizzle. I love milk too, but I have boundaries, and it ends and begins with cows. Yeah. Inclusive of cow milk, then? Okay, we're finishing this book. "Now they think there's going to be war with the Somerset Isles. You heard that?" Scotty shook his head. "I've done my share of smuggling skooma down the coast, even helping some revolutionary types escape the Maine's wrath. But now the wars have made me a legitimate trader, a businessman. The first casualties of war is always the corrupted." You ate a pound of cheddar cheese last week, Dick Feynman? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, cheese is lovely. Cows only, not even goats. Goat cheese is good. Goat cheese is quite tasty. Scotty said he was sorry to hear that, and they lapsed into silence, watching the stars and moons' reflection on the still water. The next day, Scotty awoke to find the captain wrapped up in his sail, torpid from alcohol, singing in a low, slurred voice. When he saw Scotty rise, he offered his flagon of Jaga. "I learned my lesson during revelry at Western Cross." The captain laughed and then burst into tears. "I don't want to be legitimate. Other pirates I used to know are still raping and stealing and smuggling and selling nice folk like you into slavery. I swear to you, I never thought the first time that I ran a real shipment of legal goods that my life would turn out like this. Oh, I know, I could go back to it, but Bandar knows not after all I've seen. I'm a ruined man." Yeah. Scotty hailed the weeping mare out of the sail, murmuring words of reassurance. There. Then he added, "Forgive me for changing the subject, but where are we?" "Oh," moaned Captain Balfix miserably, "we made good time. Athay's right around the bend in the river." "Then it looks like Athay's on fire," said Scotty, pointing. Uh-oh. A great plume of smoke, black as pitch, was rising above the trees. As they drifted around the bend, they saw the flames and then the blackened, skeletal remains of the village. Dying, blazing villagers leapt from rocks into the river. A cacophony of wailing met their ears, and they could see, roaming along the edges of the town, the figures of Khajiit soldiers bearing torches. The older the cheese, the less the lactose. That's interesting. I didn't know aged cheese had less lactose, Dick Feynman. It just breaks down over time. Fascinating. I am very thankful that I am not lactose intolerant as of this moment. Praise be. Praise be. Bondar, bless me, slurred the captain. The war's back on. Oh no, whimpered Scotty. The sloop drifted with the current toward the opposite shore, away from the fiery town. Scotty turned his attention there and the sanctuary it offered. Just a peaceful arbor away from the horror. There was a shudder of leaves in 2 of the trees, and a dozen lithe Khajiit dropped to the ground, armed with bows. They see us, hissed Scotty, and they've got bows. Well, of course they have bows, snarled Captain Balfix. We Bosmer may have invented the bloody things, but we didn't think to keep them secret, you bloody bureaucrat. Now they're setting their arrows on fire. Yes, they do that sometimes. Captain, they're shooting at us. They're shooting at us with flaming arrows. Ah, so they are, the captain agreed. The aim here is to avoid being hit. But hit they were, and very shortly thereafter. Even worse, the second volley of arrows hit the supply of pitch, which ignited in a tremendous blue blaze. Scotty grabbed Captain Balfix, and they leapt overboard just before the ship and all its cargo disintegrated. The shock of the cold water brought the Bosmer into temporary sobriety. He called to Scotty, who was already swimming as fast as he could toward the bend. Master Decumus, where do you think you're swimming to? Back to Falinesti, cried Scotty. It will take you days, and by the time you get there, everyone will know about the attack on Athe. They'll never let anyone they don't know in. The closest village downriver is Grenos. Maybe they'll give us shelter. Scotty swam back to the captain, and side by side they began paddling in the middle of the river, past the burning residuum of the village. He thanked Mara that he had learned to swim. Many a Cyrodiil did not, as largely landlocked as the imperial province was. Had he been raised in Mir Kurup or Artamon, he might have been doomed, but the imperial city itself was encircled by water, and every lad and lass there knew how to cross without a boat, even those who grew up to be clerks and not adventurers. Captain Balfix's sobriety faded as he grew used to the water's temperature. Even in wintertide, the Xylo River was fairly temperate, and after a fashion, even comfortable. The Bosmer's strokes were uneven, and he'd stray closer to Scotty, and then further away, pushing ahead and then falling behind. You're addicted to multiplayer online games? Richard, what kind of online games? Goat milk is common around there, yeah. I'm lying, I drink all milk. It's addicting. Yeah, milk is amazing. It's ambrosia, you know, it's white ambrosia. Scotty looked to the shore, to his right. The flames had caught the trees like tinder. Behind them was an inferno, with which they were barely keeping pace. To the shore on their left, all looked fair, until he saw a tremble in the river reeds, and then what caused it? A pride of the largest cats he had ever seen. They were auburn-haired, green-eyed beasts, with jaws and teeth to match his wildest nightmares, and they were watching the 2 swimmers, and keeping pace. Captain Balfix, we can't go to either that shore or the other one, or we'll be parboiled or eaten, Scotty whispered. Try to even your strokes, kicking in your strokes. Breathe like you would normally. If you're feeling tired, tell me, and we'll float on our backs for a while. I love the milk tangent. How random. Yeah, everybody, people just really resonated with this milk conversation. You never had whole milk growing up. It's so good. It's like candy, spy check. If you grew up growing skim milk, whole milk, even 2% milk, it's like drinking fucking candy. Anyone who has had the experience of giving rational advice to a drunkard would understand the hopelessness. Scotty kept pace with the captain, slowing himself, quickening, drifting left and right, while the Bosmer moaned old ditties from his pirate days. When he wasn't watching his companion, he watched the cats on the shore. After a stretch, he turned to his right. Another village had caught fire. Undoubtedly, it was Grenos. Scotty stared at the blazing fury, awed by the sight of the destruction, and did not hear that the captain had ceased to sing. When he turned back, Captain Balfix was gone. Scotty dove into the murky depths of the river over and over again. There was nothing to be done. When he surfaced after his final search, he saw that the giant cats had moved on, perhaps assuming that he too had drowned. He continued his lowly swim downriver. A tributary, he noted, had formed a final barrier, keeping the flames from spreading further. But there were no more towns. After several hours, he began to ponder the wisdom of going ashore. Which shore was the question. He was spared the decision. Ahead of him was a rocky island with a bonfire. How he did not know if he was intruding on a party of Basmeri or Khajiit, only that he could swim no more. With straining, aching muscles, he pulled himself onto the rocks. They were Bosmer refugees, he gathered, even before they told him. Roasting over the fire was the remains of one of the giant cats that had been stalking him through the jungle on the opposite shore. You refilled the ice tray? Nice. Yo, sick. Well done, Oscar. Yeah, keep it up. Yo, hey, Labyrinth, welcome. I do heavy whipping, etc. cream in drinks and for sips. Yeah, same deck. I do heavy whipping cream in my coffee instead of half and half. That's really good. Last book and sizzle. Sencha tiger, said one of the young warriors ravenously. It's no animal. It's as smart as any Cathay rat or Ohms or any other bleeding Khajiit. Pity this one drowned. I would have gladly killed it. You'll like the meat, though. Sweet from all the sugar these asses eat. Scotty did not know if he was capable of eating a creature as intelligent as a man or mare, but he surprised himself, as he had done several times over the last days. It was rich, succulent, and sweet like sugared pork, but no seasonings had been added. He surveyed the crowd as he ate. A sad lot, some still weeping for lost family members. They were the survivors of both the villages of Grenos and Athe, and war was on every person's lips. Why had the Khajiit attacked again? Why, specifically directed at Scotty as a Cyrodiil? Why was the Emperor not enforcing peace in his provinces? I was to meet another Cyrodiil, he said to a Bosmer maiden who he understood to be from Athe. His name was Leodas Jurus. I don't suppose you know what might have happened to him. I don't know your friend, but there were many Cyrodiils in Athe when the fire came, said the girl. Some of them, I think, left quickly. They were going to Vindisi, inland in the jungle. I am going there tomorrow. So are many of us. If you wish, you may come as well. Decumascati nodded solemnly. He made himself as comfortable as he could in the stony ground of the river island, and somehow, after much effort, he fell asleep. But he did not sleep well. Well. Here we are. We have spent about 31 hours so far reading books in Morrowind. Amazing. You love to see it. We will be back on Saturday. We'll be back on Saturday, 2 days from now, for even more Morrowind content. Maybe a little bit more Kaizo, if we're lucky. I cannot wait to see you all there. Yay for pseudo-cannibalism! Yeah, on that note, gonna go buy some milk tomorrow. Yum. Pseudo-cannibalism in what sense, Austin? In the sense of, like, eating animal products? At any rate, let's go raid somebody. Hopefully more milk content. Yeah. Anybody you got some milk? You got some milk, chat? Oh, give me some fucking milk. Milk stream on Saturday. Hell yeah. Oh, the bookstore. Yes. Right, because they were eating the sentient cat. Yeah, super creepy. Let's go see Desi, you know? Desi's streaming. Desi's on. Zelda 2, you Forest Run, whatever the hell that means. Let's go find out. Nintendo Desi is just a fantastic streamer, just an absolute class act. Love Desi so much. Let's go hang out and have a chill rest of our evening there. I hope to see you, some of you back on Saturday. We will, we play at 8 p.m. Pacific time, Saturday and Sunday, and Thursday.